good evening, everybody, and welcome to Cambridge High School here in Cambridge, Illinois, as we get ready for Friday night football here on TSSR Game Time Live. It's presented by MDH. My name's Wyatt Reed, going to be taking you along here this evening. A new venue for me and my camera girl, Alyssa, who's here helping me out. We're used to doing games in Abingdon on Friday nights, but tonight, a little different story here. We make the little journey. Actually, you didn't have that long of a journey, did you, Alyssa? Not that far of a journey for you. A little bit longer of a journey for me, but we are here calling 8-man football here this evening as West Central makes the trip up to Ridgewood here this evening to take on the Ridgewood Spartans. The Heat of West Central coming off of a very good season last year. Ridgewood, a good season for them as well. Both teams did make the playoffs last year, and both teams currently sitting at 2-1 as we sit here in the fourth game of the season. A beautiful, beautiful night here in Cambridge. Folks already filing into the comments section, so we appreciate you. Tell your friends, tell your family, share the link as best you can because we want as many people here enjoying this great Friday night contest as we get ready for the coin toss here this evening. They've already done the national anthem here, and we're about ready to get this thing underway as West Central and Ridgewood set to do battle. Let's talk about the visitors here as West Central makes the trip up here. They've won their last two after a tough start to the season, a game against West Carroll where they just couldn't get anything going on offense. A 42-0 loss to start the season against a very good West Carroll team, but Ridgewood has since responded. They had a kind of a tough time offensively as well against Ashton Franklin Center, but they were able to get the job done in a low-scoring affair, 18-6. And now they're coming off of a 54-14 win against Peoria Heights. So the offense kind of got cooking there a little bit, and things were grooving for the West Central Heat. So they'll look to keep that offense going against a very, very tough rushing attack of Ridgewood. I was here doing a game last year for the Spartans, and there are some big names that are still making the roster here as seniors, upperclassmen. A couple of the guys that stick out to me, Wes Sandberg, he is a senior. He's a senior running back. He's going to be a handful here today. You've got Gavin Franks, who's going to be a problem as well. So kind of a two-headed monster there at running back for the Spartans. We'll see if West Central can slow them down here this evening as we're still doing the coin toss. We just now got the coin flip, so who won the toss? It looks like West Central might have won the toss. We will find out here once they officially get it all figured out. But let me see. Ridgewood comes into this one. The Spartans coming in winners in their last ball game against West Prairie Southeastern. It looks like West Central won the toss, or they're going to get the ball first. So the Heat will start with the ball here. And it looks like they'll be going right to left. All right, so we're just under 4 minutes to go here in this pregame clock as it ticks on down. Let's talk a little bit more about the Spartans, though, of Ridgewood, the hosts here this evening. Beautiful night, beautiful venue here. If you've never been to Cambridge, we're kind of in a little bowl set up here. It's really kind of cool how this place is all set up here. Folks on the top of the hill, as you can see, off into the distance. Cars are parked literally right next to the field, basically. This is a great setup here. I always enjoy coming to Cambridge. When Dwayne looked at me and said, hey, I want you to go to Cambridge, I said, yes, please. One of my favorite road venues to go to here in the state of Illinois. So Ridgewood, though, coming in off of a 56-6 win against West Prairie Southeastern. Their loss this season, they're 2-1. Their loss this season came to Alden Hebron. Now, I did a game of Alden Hebron last year. It's a really good, well-coached team. So kind of taking your bumps against a good team like that, nothing to shake your head at. And it was actually a close contest. It was a 38-24 contest in that one. So that was their second game of the year. They started the season with a 50-14 win against River Ridge. And, yeah, we're looking forward to seeing how the Spartans can do. Their offense a little more high-powered, as you can tell by some of the totals. 50 points in their first one, 24 points in a losing effort, and then 56 against West Prairie. Again, that is thanks to their two-headed monster at running back. So It's going to be interesting to see West Central. They're more of a defensive focused team, so going to be interesting to see how these two powers collide here as we get ready to go here this evening. Right above me is the speaker, by the way, here at Cambridge, so if you have a tough time hearing me at times, that is the reason why. The one downside, if there's one downside, is we are literally set up right underneath the speaker here at Cambridge, but that's okay. We'll take our bumps. We'll take our bruises. It just means I got to talk louder. Right, Alyssa? She's shaking her head at me. Look at this setup here. They're getting everybody out there for the tunnel as Ridgewood about ready to take the field. Folks already filing into the comments. Again, feel free. Share the link. Tell your friends. Tell your family. TSSR broadcasting. I think it's 3 games here tonight. We've got West Prairie football and also Bushnell-Prairie City football going on, I think, tonight. So 8-man football is the focus here tonight on TSSR as they are taking the field here this evening. Kay Thompson, a big Heat fan. Kay Thompson was here before we even went on the air, so shout out to Kay Thompson. Justine in there as well, a Heat fan, and then there's some Spartan fans making their way into the comments section here this evening. I'm excited for this one, man. This is going to be a good matchup here. This Ridgewood Spartans team, again, I saw them last year in the playoffs. I think it was even in a losing effort, but they really impressed me nonetheless. Kind of a stunner last year in the playoffs on a wet Saturday afternoon. West Central making their way out onto the field. They will be in the road whites here with blue. Oh, they're wearing blue numbers. Darn it. I almost had the scoreboard right. Former Spartan player in the comments. I'd say your name, but your kids might be watching that. Like the name, but I'm not going to say it out loud. Folks, if you are looking at the comments, you can see the username there. So, I mean, like I said, I could say it because I don't have the FCC breathing down my neck because it is YouTube, but just the radio in me. I don't know if I'd get away with that or not. Let's play some football, man. Beautiful night. Little rain as we made our way up here tonight. I got soaked on the way here. Good downpour from the cloud burst here, but it has dried up and it has turned into a great night for football as Ridgewood will kick it off. It looks like number 5. That is Byron Couture will kick it off. Number 11 and number 2 are back to receive, Aiden Garner and Cooper Gibb. Now, Cooper Gibb is going to be the one to watch on the West Central side. He is a force at running back. So the opening kickoff about ready to go. We're ready for some Friday night football here on TSSR. Appreciate you guys joining us. Feel free to get into the comments. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're pulling for, as Gibbs got the return. He's near the 30-yard line, and he'll be taken down at about the 35-yard line. Moving right to left as the Heat of West Central will go to work. And their starting quarterback, I believe, is number 9, Colton Spence, as he will lead his offense out there onto the field. And
it's raining again.
Is it raining again?
Yeah.
I had to say something, didn't I? Well, shoot. That might be a problem here with my equipment out here in the open, but we're ready to go here as Spence takes the snap and hands it off to the up back who bowls his way through a tackler past the 40-yard line. And he'll be taken down at about the 42. That is a good 8-yard gain for number 8 for West Central. And that is Graham Kelly. So the up back getting that 8-yard carry. 2nd down and 2 upcoming as we're just underway. Good to have you with us here this evening as a lot of bunched I formation sets going to be the case here tonight as here's the snap. They hand it off to the up back again. He's got himself a 1st down. Number 8, I believe, again, making his way past the 1st down. That is a gain of 5 on the play. So Graham Kelly, 2 carries for 13 yards. That's a pretty good average right there. That's what West Central is going to need to keep that high-powered Ridgewood offense off the field. I formation once again as Colton Spence awaits the snap. Spence takes it and gives it to the up back again. Fakes it to the up back, pitches it left side as that one goes to the outside and struggling to get back to the line of scrimmage. That's Aiden Garner.
Aiden Garner tackled by number 96, Tyler Bethel. Gain of 1 on the play.
Gain of 1 on the play here for Aiden Garner. Nice little option play there. So after 2 runs up the middle to the up back, they fake it to the up back and instead pitch it to the outside. I might have got my names mixed up there. I think Aiden Garner might be the one that we need to watch here for West Central. Cooper Gibb I don't see on the field there, so I had my numbers mixed up here. Dwayne said somebody to keep an eye open for, but I wasn't paying attention. Surprise, surprise, right? There's the handoff to Garner, and he is met in the backfield, as that is a nice play there defensively. Get the number there, number 34. That's Gavin Franks. We're talking about him on the offensive side of the ball, but that is an excellent play defensively for Franks, who plays linebacker on the other side of the ball. He's a big kid as well. 5'10", 215 pounds. Hard to get past that kid. As we're at 10-10 to go here in the first quarter. 3rd down and 10, I formation. As Colton Spence awaits the snap, pitches it outside. Here's Garner trying to get to the outside. He's got blockers. He's past the 40, cuts his way back past the 35 as he runs over the cameraman. What a run there by Aiden Garner. And we'll see where they mark this one. They're going to mark him out at about the 32-yard line. That'll be a gain of about, what was that? Gain of 18 on the play for Aiden Garner. Wow, on 3rd down and long. Getting the job done. 1st down and 10. Just underway here from Cambridge, Illinois. I formation, Spence gives it to the up back, running his way up the middle, and he's going to get himself a good 4 or 5 yards. It's Graham Kelly. He's a big kid as well. Don't have the height and weight for West Central, but just looking at him, you can see just how massive number 8 is. He towers over everybody in that offensive huddle. And he's only a sophomore. That's a 5-yard gain. Every one of his carries have been 5 or more yards. Ball at the 28-yard line. Under 9.5 to go. Here's Spence in the I formation. They hand it off to the up back again. He's not going to get as many yards that time. Might have been the old announcer's jinx there. Give him a 1-yard gain.
Graham Kelly on the carry.
Graham Kelly, 1-yard gain, so it'll be 3rd down and 4.
It'll bring up 3rd down.
Bethel with the tackle there.
Just a reminder,
Tyler Bethel, number 96, the big man there. You're right in the middle of your screen. You see him right there. 3rd down and 4. Another big play here. As Spence takes it. He's going to pitch it outside to Garner. They're going to go right side this time. Nice play in the backfield. Gavin Franks gets back there and stops him for a 5-yard loss. Aiden Garner tried to do the same thing he did on the last 3rd down and long. This time he was unable to get around the corner, and it's now going to be 4th down as we got a cloudburst here. So we're going to try to cover our equipment as best we can here. Oh. .806 to go here as it is pouring down rain now. We're going to move some stuff around here. So my apologies. West Central calls a timeout.
We would like to thank the Cambridge Ambulance Service for coming out. Just in case we need them, they are there. And speaking of being there,
oh, there we go.
Kevin Kelly and the Rock Valley PT for guarding the sidelines, making sure the athletes.
Well, any notes I had are completely shot here. Timeout called by West Central. Good news that I have here is I'm underneath a little bit of coverage, but our camera girl, Alyssa, not so lucky. Hopefully this cloudburst don't last too long here. Oh, my stat sheet might be shot. That's Ridgewood's stat sheet. Let's get me the other one here so I can try to keep it dry as well. My apologies here, folks. We are scrambling here to try to get everything all taken care of here. Under 8 minutes to go, a 4th down play as they run it left side. That is Aiden Garner, and he is not going to get to the line to gain. That'll be a 2-yard gain for Garner, but a 4th down stop. It looks like the rain might be letting up here a little bit, which is kind of nice. I have been here 3 times to Cambridge, and every time it has rained. I wish I were joking. I think I'm cursed when I come here to Cambridge. I love coming here, but I'm cursed. Here's the handoff, as that was a big bolt of lightning there. It might get delayed here, as that is outside. It's Franks getting past the 40-yard line. 27-yard to the 40-yard line. That's a 13-yard gain. And a 1st down for Franks, 13 yards. And I think the officials are going to have to call this one, as we just had a big lightning bolt a few minutes ago.
The game has been suspended because of lightning.
And we got a suspension here, so not ideal.
It'll be a 30-minute delay.
30-minute delay unless we get some more lightning here. So hopefully we don't have any delays. That was actually a 14-yard gain. Good news is the rain has stopped. How about that for a little Friday night action? No, you can have it. So we are in the middle of a delay here tonight. They've cleared the field,
The
and
cafeteria at the high school will be open if you would like to go in there and wait out the delay.
we'll make that a first time. I've done a lot of games in my broadcasting career, and this is the first time I've actually had, well, shouldn't say that. I've had delays way, way long ago, but. So it's 7:45 to go here in the first. We have a no score here. West Central just turned it over on downs. Gavin Franks, first carry of the ball game for Ridgewood, carrying it a gain of 14 to the 41-yard line, and that was when they called it here. I mean, there is clear blue sky. A camera girl, Alyssa, can show you guys here. There is clear blue sky just off to our left. You want to go up a little bit? But there's the cloud that is causing all the problems. So, and there is a little bit of a downburst there coming from that cloud.
A little?
Just a little bit. You see that little trail right there? You want to turn the camera over there? Let's see if we can get it on the camera. Just had another lightning bolt, so add another 30 minutes. Yeah, right there. Left side. A little bit more left there, Alyssa. No. Left, not right. There, that thing right there in the middle, that's a cloud burst there, and that's some heavy rain just off that way. All right, you can get it back to the field. So we got to wait this one out. I don't know if I'm going to be on here jibber-jabbering the whole time, but we will keep the stream up, because if I close the stream down, we'd be screwed. Let's take a look at the radar here. Let's see how long this is going to stick around here in this neck of the woods. I thought we had no rain chances here today, but clearly I was wrong. As we're on cloud watch now here, making sure we don't have any of the lightning bolts here. That was a big one though too. Did you see the first one that got us to delay it? Well, we'll take a look at some of the other scores around our TSSR family of networks. As August, you got in just in the midst of a lightning delay. 30-minute lightning delay as of right now. There's not even anything showing up on the radar, but that might just be lack of service. Let's see if I can pull up the National Weather Service and see if I can get an official, get something a little more official, because my phone is not working. Literally, there's one blob of rain on the radar, and it is right over Cambridge here, just off in the distance. So we're going to keep an eye on that, but it is, That's the way life goes sometimes here, folks. So bear with me here as I'm pulling up a radar right now. What's that?
Why did you bring the rain to us?
I didn't bring nothing. Yeah, there's just a little developing shower off into the distance, and it is literally just off to the north end of the town here in Cambridge, and just off into the distance. I think I just saw another lightning bolt, so that might extend our delay even longer. Well, I said it was a beautiful night when we started the stream, because it really turned into a pretty nice night. But that has quickly changed. The rain has stopped. We're just dealing with the lightning now, off in the distance. 6, one half dozen the other. You know, you get one thing, but now you got to deal with the one thing that we can play through rain. That's the thing. We can play through the rain, even though our broadcast team here has to deal with, you know, keeping our equipment dry. But that being said, we could play in the pouring rain and not have any problems. We can actually play football. Can't play football in the lightning. So let's pull up, see if I can pull up some of our other games on the TSSR family of networks. And then I might just, I can't leave the headset down because we'll get demonetized because of the music. So I couldn't leave the microphone up. This is new to me, man. This is my 3rd year working at TSSR, and we have never had a weather delay until now. And if you're just joining us, lightning delay.
Every time I travel with you and we're outdoors, I get bored on.
There's some more lightning bolts off in the distance, as you can see there. Well, let's see if I can pull up
And
some.
while we're in the middle of a rain delay, what would go better than a nice, juicy, mouth-watering pork chop sandwich? Just $5 a sandwich. Get yourself a pulled pop, a bag of chips, and a juicy, mouth-watering pork chop sandwich. Just $5 a piece.
Let's see if I can pull up some of the other scores here. West Central, or not West Central, West Prairie and Peoria Heights currently tied 0-0 as they're in the first quarter of that ball game. So we'll keep an eye on that one. I might try to, I don't know if I could do that or not, to be honest with you. Bushnell-Prairie City is playing Galva here this evening. That's another spot where we're at tonight, TSSR. And the score is tied, scoreless in that one. So, well. Not a lot of offense going here in the early going of any of our games here on TSSR. Currently 3 streams up. But we'll stay on here, or unless I might shoot a message to the boss man and see if he wants me to stay on or if he wants us to close it down until we come back up. I will say here at Cambridge, the music selection has been very solid here tonight. So we've had that going for us. Problem with this system right here that I'm looking at is that it is kind of a stall stationary system. It's not moving very fast. And as you can see off in the distance, there's some lightning with it. So we're hoping this gets out of the way sooner than later, but it is a very slow moving cell right now, and that's going to become, that could just stall in our area for a while. Get home before midnight, the camera girl wants to get done. I can't promise that now. I know I won't get home before midnight. Let's take a look at some of the college football scores going on right now. I know Iowa's playing. Got some friends back home that are watching that one. As you can see, there's a lot of lightning in this little cell right off to the north. I wouldn't be surprised, maybe. I mean, if it continues to grow the way it is, I'm going to have to keep an eye on that one for possible severe weather just off to the north of Cambridge. But we got clear sky right over the field. It's just, as you can see right there, not so much just off to our north. Oh, come on. Now the internet's not working here. I can't pull up the score. Let's see if I can get some of those scores. I might take this opportunity to pull my stuff back up onto the table that I threw underneath the bleachers to try to keep them dry. Alyssa, you want to come over here and help me here, hon? Shout out to our girl Alyssa, by the way, for putting up with me, putting up with us at TSSR. She's good kid, does a lot for us here at TSSR. We appreciate everything that she does for us. So if you're just now joining us, again, we're in the midst of a lightning delay here at Cambridge. And we're going to plug our phone back in so we don't lose our internet service. What'd I do? Oh, did we lose the camera? Oh, no, we got a battery in the camera. Don't we? Well, we're going to plug it back in, though. There we go. All right. Let's take a look at that college football I was promising there a minute ago. All right, Tulsa leads Oklahoma State currently 10-3. They're just getting started in the second quarter. Boy, if Tulsa beats Oklahoma State, that might be it for Mike Gundy there. That might be the end of Mike Gundy. And a lot of offense early in Piscataway, New Jersey, as Rutgers and Iowa currently tied at 7. Those are the two games here this evening in college football that we'll keep an eye on as we're in the midst of this lightning delay. If y'all got anything you want to talk about here, oh, we did get Mariah. All right, we're back. Got the stream back up and running here after a technical issue there. Lightning keeps going off into the distance. Again, if you're just joining us, we are dealing with a lightning delay just off to the north of Cambridge, Illinois. And thunderhead getting bigger over us. Somebody, Brian, saying right there. Yeah, and like I said, Brian, just off to the north, I wouldn't be surprised if they may start warning that storm, at least put out some kind of advisory. Not saying it's going to be a severe thunderstorm warning, but at least National Weather Service might have to keep an eye on it because, yeah, there are some pretty good lightning bolts that we're seeing, but it is moving off to the north. That's the good news. It's not coming here The problem is it just developed right over top of us, dumped a little bit of rain on us, and it shifted off to the north. It's trying to shift off to the north, but it is moving at a snail's pace right now. All right, so if anybody's got anything they want to chat about with us here in the chat, or watching some good football right now, or
Some good football. We're watching Thunder.
we're not watching football, but we're watching lightning.
Same thing.
Not at all. But yeah, I don't want to pull up those scores because it killed my internet stream last go, but 7-7 Iowa and Rutgers currently. Yeah, there's really some good lightning there just off to the distance there. So, as a weather nerd, the little weather nerd that I am, this kind of stuff excites me, but not when I am in the middle of doing a game.
Lightning, I would remind you that the high school cafeteria is air conditioned, so if you're kind of hot and tired, walk on over to the high school air conditioner. They have indoor bathrooms. And we might as well stop at the concession stand and grab yourself a pork chop sandwich, just $5 a piece.
I got to say something about, I'll wait until he's done talking here. I don't know if you guys can hear, but the PA announcer, these might be some of the most hyped pork chop sandwiches I have ever seen. And there are people talking about them. Apparently they sold out and by the end of the first quarter. Last home game that they had here at Cambridge, and I had one. I'm not gonna lie, it lived up to the hype. It lived up to the hype. The amount of talk that I heard in the pregame about these special pork chops that I'd never had before here at Ridgewood.
That's what we come here for.
Our camera girl says we don't come here for the football, we come here for the pork chops. And you know what? That checks out. That checks out with how good they were. If we're going to be here much longer, we might have to get another one. But if you're just joining us here, West Central got the opening kickoff. They had some good runs on a couple of occasions. Moved the ball inside the 40-yard line, but were unable to go any further. They turned it over on downs. First play for Ridgewood, a 14-yard gain by Gavin Franks. And then the game got called after the first play. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, not a lot had really been established so far in this game, so I don't think it's going to have too much of an impact here. It's just kind of like, okay, yeah, we had one possession, but it's just like we're getting a later start here tonight. So with that lightning still going off in the distance here, I can't imagine that our stream is going to get our football is going to be back till at least 8 o'clock. Which is kind of a bummer, but, you know, is what it is. Got to take the good and the bad in the world of sports. Wow. I mean, look at that cloud development just off how high up that cloud is going. Can you get as much of that in as you can? Look at that cloud development there. Brian, you were talking about that thunderhead, man. Don't zoom in. Zoom out a little bit. Zoom out. Zoom out as much as you can there. I mean, that is super cool. So, with 7:45 to go here in the opening quarter, we sit here in this lightning delay, and again, feel free to give us some score updates of other football that you might be paying attention to here this evening, and we'll talk about that. And
What's happening with the camera?
it's fine.
You broke it.
I didn't do anything. Looks like it's out of focus. All right, zoom out. Oh, did you wipe it? That's what happened. So we might lose our camera feed here because our camera needs wiped down.
It needs wiped out?
Yeah, the lens needs cleaned. So you're going to lose that stream. You're going to lose picture here for a second until we get that all taken care of. Oh, that made it worse. All right, put it down on the field here, and then we might try to get that cleaned up. Oh, there it is. It just adjusted itself. Okay, get it out of the light. You're pointing it right at the light. That's what's getting it out of focus. There we go. All good now. Because it was focusing on the light. It wasn't focusing on the clouds. That's how the camera works. Auto zoom, auto focus, baby.
I've been doing this for 4 years. I know how to work a camera.
But Ridgewood on their opening play, like I said, 14 yards for, was that Gavin Franks? And I remember the playoff game I did here at Ridgewood last year. That kid is special, and I think he's going to make a huge impact on tonight's game once we do get back underway. But yeah, whoever's in charge of the music choices here at Cambridge, you are the real MVP there, my friend. I gotta say, the music has been just on point here. Again, hopefully we don't get demonetized here. I might take a break and we might do some interviews with our folks from, you know what? That's what we should be doing instead of just me sitting here and jibber-jabbering. I talk for a living, so you tell me to go and talk. I can talk for hours on end, but taking a look at Bushnell-Prairie City against Galva, that one in Bushnell, and no score, but Galva looks like they're about ready to go down and score. I'll see if I can call this game here while we are sitting in this rain delay as Galva takes it. I don't know names, so you're going to have to bear with me there. We got penalty flags are coming out here of this play on the play. Bushnell-Prairie City and Galva currently scoreless. I don't know what the play was. What happened? Thought I saw a penalty flag, but I could be wrong. We'll take a look at the other game on our TSSR family of networks as West Prairie and Peoria Heights. Peoria Heights now leads that thing 7-0. They're in the second quarter. And it looks like Peoria Heights playing defense now. West Prairie, Southeastern with the ball. And it looks like West Prairie Southeastern is moving into scoring range here. Second down and about 5. We might send it, though, to some interviews with our great sponsor, MDH. Usually we do those at halftime. As first down for West Prairie Southeastern. They're now at the 21-yard line. Hopefully my internet stream doesn't die out again. Let's see if Galva scored a touchdown here. Oh, they had a penalty. It pushed them way back. Rolling out Galva, right side. They throw it into the end zone. I think we got a touchdown in Bushnell. We do. Touchdown Wildcats. I think we have a touchdown. I thought there was a signal for a touchdown, but it's hard to watch. It's hard to see. Score is, oh, that's 8-0. Okay, Wildcats lead 8-0 in that one. I thought it was 0-0. My bad. Another touchdown, though, for Galva. So it's currently 14-0. Wildcats with the lead. They'll go for the 2-point try. I formation there for the Wildcats. Turn, give it to the back. Runs his way up the middle, and I think he's in. So Galva takes a 16-0 lead over Bushnell-Prairie City. And we'll take a look one more time at West Prairie Southeastern. 8-0. West Prairie Southeastern, a timeout in that one, so we won't waste too much more of your time. We are in the midst of a weather delay here in Cambridge as Ridgewood and West Central currently doing battle, but it's going to be a late night here tonight. Hopefully that storm is making its way off into the distance. It's still got a little ways to go, but we're going to take a step aside. We're going to listen to some of the interviews that Dwayne has done with some of the MDH staff, and we certainly appreciate MDH for sponsoring TSSR. They're the title sponsor here for TSSR. They're the reason we're able to go out and do these games, and we certainly appreciate them, plus our other sponsors that we get throughout the season. Wouldn't be able to do it without you guys, and especially MDH. They are the big reason that we are here tonight in Cambridge. We are in the midst of a weather delay, and we're going to step aside, do an interview, and then we'll come back, probably do a couple more interviews because we got a bunch on file. So with that being said, we're going to step aside, get the first interview out of the way. When we come back, we'll try to get an update for you and go from there. So I appreciate everybody for staying tuned and listening to me jibber-jabber while we try to figure out unknown territory here. Again, this is the first time I've ever had to do a delay during a live broadcast, so something new. You learn something new every day, as they say. No score here at Cambridge, Ridgewood, West Central. We're going to step aside, do an interview with our great sponsor, MDH. We'll be back, try to get an update in just a little bit here on TSSR Game Time Live. It's presented by MDH.
All right, welcome back. I'm here with Melissa Onion, and another employee at MDH. And why don't you tell everybody what your job is here at MDH?
Sure. I am the Director of Obstetrics here at MDH, so I oversee labor and delivery, nursery, and postpartum care.
So the labor and delivery unit is newish for MDH and state-of-the-art, isn't it?
It's gorgeous. It was recently renovated in 2019. It is absolutely gorgeous. We have whirlpool spa tubs in every labor room. We have 3 labor rooms, 8 postpartum rooms, all private suites, so it's very nice. What is it about labor and obstetrics that's important for a hospital? Because you see so many hospitals that are losing that department. What is it that made MDH, or what is it that keeps it at MDH? I always like to tell people that the community truly funded our women's center, because they did. They were the ones that raised the money for us to renovate our facility and to continue on. It's so important right now in the state of Illinois. There's less than 20 level 2 facilities left that are offering birthing facilities. So it's so important and vital for our community to keep those facilities going.
Well, obviously you're local. You're from the Rushville area, so you're local to the region anyway. So you can feel that personally as in MDH's growth in the area. It means something to you because you're from here.
Absolutely. Grew up, born and raised in Rushville, just 30 minutes away. But in this community, the closest tertiary care center is over an hour away. That is vital to have a facility, especially in maternal care, that mothers can go to and need. So it's very important that we're here.
Well, we've talked about in our interviews in years past and now and this year about how important the staff is. You know, it doesn't matter how good the facility is if you don't have a good staff. And it seems like everybody you talk to at MDH cares about their job and what they do.
I think that's what's so unique about a rural facility is we all know each other. At larger facilities, sometimes you're just a number. We're here, you're an individual. We see you as a true person. Our staff is truly a family. That's something that we pride ourselves on because we are such a small knit group. It's wonderful to be a part of.
You know, some people, as they chase a career, and I'm not saying you're chasing a career, but as you chase a career and you move up the ladder, you know, you want to move up to bigger and better things, quote unquote. It seems like there's a lot of local folks that climb the ladder at MDH and that's where they want to be. And you seem to be one of those people too. What is it about MDH that makes you want to climb the ladder here, but you want to stay here?
Once again, it's that small town feel, that sense of community within our hospital. We have a great administrative team that's really supported a lot of the younger leaders to continue to grow and to grow up that ladder and to give us the skills that we need to do so. So I really owe it to them to assist me to do that.
If you talk about the labor and delivery wing, pick out a couple of things. You mentioned the whirlpools. Let's leave that out. Mention a couple things from the department that you think helps MDH stand out.
So because we are a rural facility, we are able to provide one-on-one care to our moms when they're in labor. We've recently been recognized for our Promoting Vaginal Birth initiative from the state of Illinois, and we've implemented what is called a power tower that has all sorts of tools that moms can use during their labor to empower them through that process. And our staff love working with the moms to do that.
And obviously you work with the moms, but care for the babies after they're born is key also. What is that? How do you guys separate those two things? Do you feel like both are equally as important, and are you able to handle both equally as well?
Absolutely. So we're unique once again in the sense that we have to be versatile in all areas of obstetrics. If you go to a larger facility, usually you pick one area that you're an expert in, where we have to be an expert in all areas. And I think that really makes us stand out. That's not something that we take lightly. We jump in and we try to be the best in every single area that we can be.
Well, Melissa, I thank you for coming and talking to us here, and it's a beautiful wing, and do everything you can to keep it as beautiful as it is, because I know that the mothers appreciate it. So
absolutely. Well, thank you.
We'll be right back after this.
Dry needling is where you insert a filiform needle into a muscle, a tendon, a ligament, sometimes a bone, and it promotes blood flow and circulation so that it heals that particular painful area.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available, so with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wide read on the call. Can't really tell with that, the blurry picture there. My apologies on that, but our camera girl, Alyssa, stepped away for just a second here. So, hey, could you move the camera? We're out of focus again. We're out of focus again. Could you move the camera? We're in the midst of a lightning delay. We were watching it. It is now pushing off to the north, and I think it's picked up a little bit of speed over the last couple of minutes. So, not really watching that thunderhead anymore. That's the good news. And the bad news is we still don't have an update as to when things are going to get back underway here tonight. But we do have some score updates as 14-7, Rutgers now leads Iowa. I'm being told by Brian in the comments, so appreciate that, Brian. Bushnell-Prairie City, I believe, just went down and scored. They're currently at break, but it looked like Bushnell-Prairie City had scored. Now, whether or not they got the two-point conversion or not, that remains to be seen. Galva was ahead 14-6, or 14-0. Last I saw before I flipped over was 14-6. So they've at least got 6. It could be 8. Oh, it's 22-6. Galva just scored. So Galva leads Bushnell-Prairie City on TSSR. You can pull up that stream. They are currently live. 22-6. A lot of offense cooking in that second quarter. There was nothing in the first quarter of that game. West Prairie Southeastern at Peoria Heights. Our friend Dwayne at that one. And he's got an 8-0 score. Peoria Heights leading West Prairie Southeastern. So those are some of the score updates. Let's see if I can get some get those college football scores up. Update you there. Tulsa leads Oklahoma State 10-3. And as we talked about just a moment ago, Iowa and Rutgers now tied with 2:24 to go in the first at 14. So, RIP if you had the under in that game. Because looks like those teams are going to go back and forth here tonight. Iowa might have a quarterback now. Which, when's the last time we were able to say that? My goodness. Thank you, Olive, for that update on the Rutgers-Iowa score. Yeah, we're having some fun with the camera here. It looks like it's having trouble staying in focus, and that's kind of what happens when you get some rain or you get some water on the lens. it then becomes very, very difficult to keep it in focus. So we're going to step aside again, have another interview with our good friends from MDH. Fans are starting to file back in here. It's still got a little ways to go, I think, before our 30 minutes is up because we had a ton of lightning just off into the distance. So I don't know what the official word is. Once we get the official word, we'll come back on here. We'll actually come back on after our next interview. But hopefully we have an update for you guys when we come back for our next after this interview here with MDH. And hopefully we got some football before things get too much later. Again, 7:45 to go here in the first quarter. No score. West Central had the ball on the opening kickoff, drove it inside the 40-yard line, turned it over on downs. Ridgewood got one play in before the lightning delay, and that's all she wrote. A 14-yard gain on the first carry of the game for Gavin Franks. And that will not be the last for Gavin Franks. I'm sure he's going to get a heavy workload here tonight, but it's going to have to wait a little bit longer here. So kind of going to be like a fresh new game here once we get kicked off, or we won't actually get kicked off once we get back up and running. But again, no score. 7:45 in the first. Ball will be at the 41-yard line whenever we get back into motion here. So let's step aside, chat with our friends at MDH, our title sponsor, once again. And when we come back, hopefully we got an update for you. Stay tuned. TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH.
And welcome back. I'm here with Emily Alden now. And Emily, patient advocate, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
That sounds like a title that encompasses a whole lot. Let's first put it in simple words if you can, and then we'll kind of go in depth with it a little bit.
Yes, as the patient advocate, there is a lot to do in the role. But it's a fantastic opportunity. So generally speaking, I will help patients. I will talk about the service that they have here and just in general measure the patient experience for the entire organization.
Well, speaking of knowing the entire organization, kind of the theme has been everybody knows everybody at MDH because you're a smaller rural hospital, even though MDH offers a lot. You literally have to probably know everybody or most everybody because you need to know what each thing's going to happen if that patient's dealing with it.
Yes, that's very true. When I first stepped into the role about a year ago, it was really an interesting and fantastic opportunity to get to know all of the departments, how they work together and individually, and just to see the well-oiled machine.
Well, patient care obviously at a hospital is key. You're a key part of that. What is it about patient care at MDH that makes MDH special?
Service excellence internally to provide the best patient care is top of mind here for all of our staff across every single level, every single department, and the organization as a whole. It's a big focus. So we make sure that we take care of our patients and that way they have the best experience possible. We're very open to feedback. We always want to improve in areas that we can improve. So we always have open ears. We always appreciate the feedback that we receive.
You are working with all departments. And when a patient comes in, let's say they come into the ER and then they come to ICU and then they go to the floor, your job kind of is to let the patients know what you can do, right? Or what you offer, or what they can do. Am I missing that? Is that correct?
Yes, actually, our case management department is instrumental with that side of things. Every once in a while, I'll step in and just check in on patients, see how their experience overall is going, to collect that feedback and see if we can implement any changes to make it even better.
So you deal with patients in so many different departments, and really they can go all the way from getting here in the ER to physical therapy on the way out, right?
Yes, absolutely. So MDH has a lot to offer our patients. So while you're here, if you're just running in for some outpatient tests, whether it's lab work or visiting our radiology department, convenience clinic, visiting your primary care provider over at MDH Family Clinic, emergency room, labor and delivery, there are so many different departments that work so well together, and our team is a family. The organization in itself is a family, and so everybody does a great job at trying to understand what departments do that aren't their own, so that way we can make it a seamless experience for our patients.
Well, and then as a patient advocate, right, you just kind of all that together and look at it, right, and then see as patient A comes through, what can we do to make patient B, who might follow them, a little bit better next time?
Absolutely.
So as you do that, what kind of things do you look for? I mean, what I would imagine with MDH, as it continues to improve, you start looking for smaller things, right? So the obvious things are maybe gone. So then you start looking at little things to make the sometimes the worst experience of their life, right, a little bit better as they work through.
Yes, most definitely. So you never know what kind of day somebody's having when they walk through our doors, and you don't know what they're necessarily here for. So it's important to keep an open mind and take a look at what can we ask them that's specific to their experience. Why are they here? Comfort them and make sure that we ask the right questions so that we can purposefully pull out information that we can work on.
Yeah, and I think we've talked a lot about different things from different people. You're, besides Bill, the CEO, you're the one person that kind of helps with, like, it gets your hands in a little bit of everything as far as the patient is concerned. Everybody's talked about it being a family, and you've even mentioned it being a family. Does the fact that everybody knows everybody as far as employees, from the CEO down to the CNAs, does that kind of make your job a little bit easier?
Absolutely. When you're a family, you care about each other, and we are all here for one purpose, and that is to provide the best experience for our patients that we possibly can. So when you are a tight-knit family, it's just great to be, we're a community, a family, a community, and we are here to serve our patients. And when everybody has that one purpose, it's a great feeling.
Well, Emily, I appreciate you stopping and talking to us, and keep fighting for the patients.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much.
We'll be back after this.
I grew up in a small town in Missouri, and I like the feel of community. I like knowing the people that I take care of and knowing the people around me, providing care for someone that you know is in this community and helping them to get better.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call as we are here at Cambridge, Illinois. Ridgewood, the Spartans, hosting the West Central Heat. And you can see there ain't much going on right now because we have been in a weather delay for a good, about 20 to 25 minutes here. And we do have an update. The kids are going to be taking the field at about 8:10. They're going to get a 5-minute warm-up, so we should be back underway at about 8:15. So that is some good news. We will have some football tonight for you here. It's just going to be a little later. Again, if you're just joining us here, we will have football. 8:10 is when they'll take the field. They'll do a 5-minute warm-up. Should be around 8:15 before things officially get underway here as Ridgewood taking on the West Central Heat in a battle of 2-1 teams here. Let's talk a little bit about these two teams coming into this ball game here. If I can find my sheet of paper. Oh, there it is. Okay, let's try to get up from the... I'm pinched in between my chair and the table here. There's not a lot of wiggle room here for my fat belly, so... By the way, keep those scores coming from other games if you got them. I saw Tulsa's leading Oklahoma State 13-3, and as I said earlier, if Oklahoma State loses that game, I think that's all she wrote for Mike Gundy. And I love Mike Gundy. He's been one of my favorite coaches in college football for a long time. But that might be it for Mike Gundy if he loses to Tulsa tonight at home at Stillwater. Not a good look. Not a good look in the battle in Oklahoma. Never got down to that stadium there in Stillwater. I would have loved to get down there, but never got the chance to do that. But that was 13-3 was the last score that I saw for that game. Iowa and Rutgers tied at 14. And again, rest in peace if you had the over in that game, or the under, I should say. Let's take a look, though, as we get ready to get back underway here. Again, this is kind of going to be like just starting a new game, just with less time in the first quarter. So not much had happened here. West Central comes into this one 2-1, making the trip up here to Cambridge. And they are coming in winners of 2 in a row. They had lost their opening game against a tough West Carroll team, 42-0. They just couldn't get their offense going in that ball game. And we saw some sparks here so far in this ball game here. And then they went the next week on the road to Ashton Franklin Center and ended up winning that game, but it was a low-scoring affair. 18-6 ended up being the score. But West Central did get the win in their second game of the season, their first win of the season, and then they went to 2-1 last week, home against Peoria Heights, 54-14. Ended up being the final score in that contest. And right now, no score here at Cambridge and Cambridge High School, Ridgewood. The Spartans coming into this one at 2-1 as well. They won their first game of the season on the road at River Ridge. 50-14 ended up being the final score of that one. And then back at home, your home opener, they had a tough contest in the home opener. Ridgewood. 38-24, Alden Hebron getting the win in that one. I did Alden Hebron's game in polo last year in the playoffs, and that is a very well-coached team. In 8-man football, keep an eye on Alden Hebron, I think, this year. They're going to be making some noise, I feel like. So, and then Ridgewood did respond on the road last week against West Prairie, 56-6. A lot more offensive firepower when you look at these teams, looking at Ridgewood compared to West Central. West Central will just try to grind games out, play some good defense with you, and try to win the game that way. But you look at Ridgewood, Ridgewood's going to try to blow this thing wide open as quickly as they can. And they've got the firepower to do it. They've got Wes Sandberg, number 2, out there, and number 34, Gavin Franks. We only saw one carry, and it was Gavin Franks, and it was a big play. 14 yards on the first play from scrimmage before we got a weather delay. But, again, if you're just joining us here, the update is that we will have football around 8:15 here tonight, as they will come onto the field at 8:10. They'll have a 5-minute warm-up, and we should be back underway around 8:15 once it's all said and done. Once it's all said and done, it'll be about, it'd have to be about a 50-minute weather delay. Does anybody know when we went on the weather delay? If anybody's in the comments, if you know exactly when we went on the delay, that would be good to know. But we are currently at 7:54. We've been on the air for almost over an hour, so it's been an eventful evening here tonight, and we'll see how this game will play out. I think this game's going to live up to a lot of people were talking about this game leading up to it this week. I think it's going to live up to the hype, and we just got to wait a little bit longer for this one. Again, the offensive firepower with the Spartans. But West Central, they can keep up with pretty much anybody they want to. So I think this has got the potential to be a shootout here tonight. Or this has also got the chance to be, one of those 14-12 kind of games, just because one team is running the ball significantly well and they want to keep the other team off the field. By the way, the Cardinals are currently leading the Brewers 2-0, getting a baseball score onto my phone as we speak. Again, whoever keeps playing the music here tonight, they have not missed at Cambridge. So 7:55 is the current time, 7:45 to go here in the first. We're going to pull up some of those other scores. Oh, Tulsa leads 16-3 now. Whew. Oh, dear. That is no bueno there for Oklahoma State. 16-3, Tulsa with the lead. Some baseball scores. Cincinnati, the Reds, leading the Chicago Cubs, who just clinched a playoff spot a few days back. Cincinnati leads at 7-4. Cardinals lead 2-0. I just got that update. Chicago White Sox lead San Diego 4-2. Kansas City Royals a 10-1 lead over the Toronto Blue Jays. Minnesota Twins, they trail 2-0 to the Cleveland Guardians. Cleveland's been playing some good baseball. Of course, we had Thursday Night Football last night. The Buffalo Bills, they got a win against the Miami Dolphins, 31-21. Kind of a closer game than many people thought. If I was a betting man, I am a betting man sometimes. I like to play some wagers because it is legal in the state that I live in Iowa. Place a little sports wager. I don't know why I didn't do it yesterday. The easiest money of the entire weekend this weekend was Miami plus 12.5. And for some reason, I didn't place the bet. And I would have won because Miami ended up losing by 10. So that was the easiest money, and I didn't do it. Rutgers, 14-21. Does that mean they're winning, or are they down 21-14? Rutgers leads 21-14 over Iowa. 12:07 to go in the second. All righty, let's take a look at some of the other scores. We'll do one more interview, I believe, with Dwayne here before we come back, get ready for this game. Again, this game will start at 8:15-ish. 8:10 is when they'll take the field for the warm-ups. And, boy, Galva's figured it out on offense. 28-6. The Wildcats leading Bushnell-Prairie City, the Spartans, in that one. Oops, I just clicked on the wrong stream there. Pulled up our stream. I know what the score of our game is. West Prairie Southeastern on a low-scoring affair. They're at halftime already in that one. Peoria Heights leads 14-0 as they go into the half. And those are your score updates here. So, without further ado, let's get a interview with our friends from MDH. One more interview. We'll come back. We'll get ready to go here. Again, 8:10 is when they'll take the field. 8:15 is when the game should be back underway here from Cambridge, Illinois. There's currently no score. 7:45 to go in the first. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes here. Dwayne is standing by with another special guest here from MDH on TSSR Game Time Live. It's presented by MDH.
All right, welcome to halftime here. Patrick Osterman with us, and we talk about behind-the-scenes stuff all the time. The guy running the board right now, kind of crazy.
I don't know if you could get a much higher title running the board behind the scenes of an interview at McDonough District Hospital other than our president and chief executive officer, Bill Murdoch. But we appreciate Bill helping us out.
Yeah, he's game to help with everything. I'm guessing your job has to be a little more relaxed now. He seems to be like a pretty good guy to work with.
I tell you what, Bill has done a fantastic job. You knew just how good of a person he was, having worked with him for the last 5 years prior as our chief financial officer. And when he was promoted to our chief executive officer, I was all excited about it. I think everybody in the organization was very excited about it. You talk about, do you need to do a national search? And our board of directors, I give them all the credit in the world. They listen to the staff. They listen to the community members and said, you got somebody here who knows what they're doing, is a great person, does a great job. He knows the community. He's invested in the community, and it's been a great 2024 so far. And we've got a lot of bright future, a lot of great things that we're looking ahead towards.
Well, it's nice because MDH has been so embedded in the community, right? It is always nice to have somebody at the top and throughout the system that's also embedded in what the community has to offer and needs.
Absolutely. With my job, I do a lot of community relations. I get out, talk with businesses, talk with organizations. And one of the first conversations I had with Bill when he stepped into that new role, he said, Pat, I want to get out in the community. And we've been able to do that. We've gone out and met with our regional healthcare colleagues, CEOs, just talking about what can we do together? Is there anything we can do together? Rural healthcare is tough. There's a lot of challenges we face, but if we work together, maybe play to each other's strengths, I think we can both succeed. And that's the best way that we can help serve our community, help serve the patients that we are here to serve.
Well, and improving your brand is always a good thing, right? Whether it's a hospital or TSSR Game Time Live, improving your brand is a good thing. Getting out in the community helps that, but also expanding your options helps that as well, right?
Absolutely. One of the things you always look at is clinical partnerships. If we can't get a physician here, is there another healthcare organization that we can do what we call a clinical partnership with? Blessing Health is a great example out of Quincy. They bring cardiologists up here, a pulmonologist. We have a urologist that comes up here once a week. So our patients in McDonough County, they don't have to drive down to Quincy or maybe Springfield or maybe Peoria. If we can find those clinical partnerships where they can be seen here in Macomb, it's just a win-win for everybody.
Well, last year we talked about expanding to Monmouth with you. We talked about the pharmacy. As we talked to Bill, the pharmacy is expanding, and I shouldn't say expanding, it's coming to completion. You've done great things, I think, in Monmouth. What's what's down the road for MDH? Are you at a point that you can talk about anything that's coming?
I think we just got to keep looking on how we can continue to grow, and that's been one of our focal points. We do strategic planning on a quarterly basis. We want to look ahead, 2-3 years down the road, but as we said, there's a lot of dynamics going on in healthcare right now. So if you get too far ahead, you kind of lose sight what could be coming right around the corner. So that's why we try to keep it more of a short term, yet still look ahead to the long term. Like we said, our biggest challenge is how can we continue to grow? We've been here for over 65 years. What can we do as an organization, as a staff, as an administration team to make sure we're still around here for 65 years and beyond?
As public relations guy for the hospital, what do you want to use this opportunity to tell the people that might be watching about MDH in 2024 that's different maybe than what they expected or saw from 2023 or before?
Well, as you just talked about, our clinical expansions, as you said, Monmouth, our MDH Monmouth Clinic, convenience clinic, sports med and rehab. We got great staff up there, and I think that's a common theme. I know Bill talks about this a lot. I 100% on board with this too. I agree 100%. I would think you'd ask any of our staff members, they would say that we got a great team right now. We do a great job working together, and I think that's how we can play to our strengths to help grow. You talked about the community pharmacy. We're excited when that starts coming online and how we can best serve our community. A lot of convenience. I think one thing that we learned from COVID, people love convenience. We got our drive-through labs, and now you got our drive-through community pharmacy. A lot of good things going on. Stay tuned. It's an exciting time right now in our organization.
Well, have some fun at baseball this weekend, okay?
We're going to have some fun. A lot of fall baseball going on as we record this right before the start of high school football season. I know we're going to have a lot of great football games. We want to wish all of our area teams the best of luck this year.
We'll be right back with the second half right after this.
When I walk in and talk to my patients, I like my patients first and foremost to feel comfortable. I like to keep it real with them. I like them to know that I'm there to listen to them and to help them understand some of the processes that they may be going through. The most rewarding aspect that I feel with caring for patients is when those patients come back in and they tell me how much better they feel for something that I have helped them accomplish in their healthcare.
And welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call here as we are about ready to wrap up our lightning delay. Answer to Justine's question in the comments. We are on a delay here. About 5 more minutes left of the delay before the kids will take the field. And then another 5 minutes after that, and we should be back underway here tonight from Cambridge, Illinois, as the Ridgewood Spartans and the West Central Heat set to do battle. We're at the 7:45 mark of the first quarter, and we appreciate everybody who has stuck around to hang out during the delay. It's been a lengthy one here. It's going on almost, I'd say right now we're at about 45 minutes. Ridgewood has just taken the field, so maybe we're going to get some football a little bit earlier than that. Fingers crossed, if you want to get them so we at least have something after just watching clouds for the last, 30 minutes or whatnot. West Central has made their way out onto the field, so maybe we're going to get some football a little bit earlier than they originally expected. Hey, we'll take that. It's already on pace to be a long night here from Cambridge, but hey, football, high school football after dark. What can go wrong, right? Let's take a look at some of those other scores on our TSSR family of networks, as their games are currently both at the half. So maybe you've switched over hoping that there'd be some football on this one. Unfortunately, we do not, but we do have the update that they have taken the field.
We will begin again with the Spartans with the ball at 7:45 left in the first quarter. I would like to
They are updating on the
announce
PA
the
system
parents
here.
of the
Bushnell-Prairie City with the ball deep in Galva territory. Galva currently leads 28-6.
Because it's getting late and they should get to bed on time.
What was that?
No ice cream.
Oh. I think there's an inside
And
joke
no
here
high
at
sugar
Ridgewood.
fructose pops.
I think they're making some jokes with the
But we
kiddos
all
here.
have
28-6,
fun.
Galva with the lead over Bushnell-Prairie City. West Prairie
Are you ready to
Southeastern
do a really cool dance?
and Peoria Heights, 14-0 Peoria
Too
Heights
bad you
at
have
the
to wait
half
until after
in
the
that
first
one.
quarter's over.
21-21, Rutgers and Iowa still tied. They've been going back and forth in that one all night. Tulsa was leading Oklahoma State. What was the score of that one? The last I saw, 16-3. Olive back in the comments, though, giving us that score update. And Olive excited once again to see West Central take care of business here, hopefully. I mean, it could be. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how these two teams come out after this this weather delay here. Again, not really much was done. West Central had their opening drive. They got into Ridgewood territory inside the 40-yard line before their drive stalled out. But that being said, they were unable to keep that drive going, and Ridgewood got one carry, and then they called it because of the delay, and that would be the big man, number 34, Gavin Franks. 5'10", 215-pound running back. He's going to be a name that we call a lot here this evening. I had to take a sip of my Gatorade here. Didn't bring enough liquids for the weather delay. I brought enough for the football game, not enough for the delay. But thankfully, they've got the great cafeteria here, or the concession stand up and running here at Cambridge. Ridgewood, the Spartans, great hosts. We appreciate them having us out here tonight. And we're about ready to get some football underway. 6 minutes left on the clock. Boss man is messaging me, so let me shoot him a message real quick. So an 8:15 starting time according to the clock. So that's when we'll get back underway here. 7:45 to go here in the opening quarter. West Central does have a little bit of stats here. 19 yards on 4 carries for Graham Kelly. And then it was an 18-yard carry, but on 3rd down and 10 for number 11, Aiden Garner. But then he lost 5 yards. He lost 1 yard, so he's at 12, 13, 15 yards. 15 yards on 5 carries, so 3 yards a carry for Aiden Garner, but 18 of them came on 1 carry. And then the 1 carry by Gavin Franks for just 14 yards. That's all the offense we've seen so far. Both teams going to be running the ball a lot. So I guess the good news is, if you are not wanting to stay up too late here tonight, is we're going to have the clock moving pretty much most of this ball game. Aren't going to see a lot of passes. Kind of something that we're not used to, are we, Alyssa? We're used to two teams slinging the ball all over the field with A-Town. We usually do some A-Town broadcasts here on TSSR, and A-Town likes to throw the ball. They really do. I like their offensive scheme, I will be honest. Coach Quinn has got – I like the scheme that he's got. Jameel Johnson has shown that he can sling the ball pretty good from time to time, but – that makes for some long games, and they had a game against West Hancock where they threw the ball all over the place as well. So, but if you're just joining us, we're getting ready for an 8:15 restart after a lightning delay. That'll be about 50 to 55 minutes when it's all said and done. And Ridgewood will have the ball at the 41-yard line, moving left to right in their home blue uniforms with the white, looks like Penn State's uniforms. The blue unis with the white letters and numbers. Oh, okay. Yeah, we can put it on. Why not? So apparently they've got the little kiddos. You want to get them on camera right now? We got little kiddos that are going to be doing some cheerleading at some point here tonight. That's what the jokes were with the PA announcer, because he was making the jokes that don't want to keep the kids up too late. Yeah, they don't want to be going to bed past their bedtime. Well, they're going to be going to bed past their bedtime tonight if they're going to be cheering at this game, because we're going to be here late. We do plan on chatting with both head coaches. I've talked to Dawson Anderson, head coach at Ridgewood, and Jason Kirby, head coach at West Central. We're going to chat with them in the postgame. Chat a little bit about maybe how this game, how the delay affected their teams, if at all. I don't think it's going to affect either team that much, as we're at the 7:45 mark here in the first quarter, about ready to get this one back underway here. West Central breaking their huddle as they'll head back out onto they'll head back towards their sideline.
With 7:45 left in the first quarter, the Spartans.
And I think we're going to get things started a couple minutes early. They said, we have waited long enough. We are ready for some football. So the two teams have taken the field, and let's play some football. Finally, after a 55-minute weather delay, Mother Nature not going to slow us down here on TSSR. Appreciate everybody hanging in there with us tonight. And let's get some football going here. As Ridgewood will have it, moving left to right here. Their starting quarterback, number 21, that is Carson Hancock. Gavin Franks in the backfield. Hancock turns, hands it off, gets it to the receiver. Coming around on the end around there, that is number 11. That is Hayden McCleary Lawson on the carry. And that'll be the first carry of the ball game for McCleary Larson. That'll be a good carry. Gain of 7 on the play. 2nd down and 3 as we are back underway here on TSSR. Feel free to tell your friends, tell your family, share the link on your social media, and get into the comments. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're pulling for. Give us some of those other score updates if you think about it. But after that 50-some minute weather delay, we're back up and running now as Franks in the backfield takes the snap. They hand it off to Franks, and boy, West Central had that one sniffed out. That's going to be a loss. Getting back into the backfield. Kevin Franks with the carry. That's Cooper Gibb getting back into the backfield. That's a 2-yard loss for Franks. I'm going to give him a 2-yard loss. So it'll be 3rd down and about 5 as we are at 6:32 to go here in the opening quarter. Breaking the huddle. 3rd down and 5. Gavin Franks in the backfield. Awaiting the snap is Carson Hancock. They hand it off. They get it to the other back. That is Wes Sandberg. He's to the outside, past the 45. He's near the 40-yard line. He's going to have enough for a 1st down.
Number 2, Wes Sandberg around the left.
Wes Sandberg going to get himself. That's a 5 for the 1st down, and then they get it to 6 yards after that. So that's a 7-yard gain for Wes Sandberg. So 1st and 10, ball's at the 42-yard line. Gavin Franks in the backfield. Hancock awaiting the snap, takes it, and they're going to hand it off to Franks as he is met. Good play there by West Central. Sniffed that one. Gavin Franks. Gain of, they're going to give that a generous gain of 2, maybe 3 on the play. 2nd down and 7 upcoming after the 3-yard carry for Gavin Franks. The 5'10", 215-pound running back. He's going to cause a problem for West Central, but they have sniffed it out after that 14-yard carry on the opening play before the weather delay. Hancock awaiting the snap. Hancock going to give it to the receiver running around. It's McCleary Larson again, and he will be stopped. West Central ready for it that time. A 2, maybe a 3-yard gain for McCleary Lawson. Hayden McCleary Lawson, 5'11", 170 pounds. Be 3rd down and about 4 as the ball just outside the 35-yard line at the 36. Good to have you with us here this evening as this game is dealing with that weather delay, but we're still here in Cambridge. 3rd down and about 4. Ball at the 36. Hancock got Franks back there with him. They turn, they hand it off. West Central had that one sniffed out very well. Getting back there, number 16, Levi Hickson with the stop, a huge loss. And it'll be 4th down as a 5-yard loss. That was Wes Sandberg on the carry, that 5-yard loss, and it's now 4th down and 9. Ball is at the 41-yard line, and we'll see what Ridgewood does, if they'll come out and punt it away or if they look like they're going to go for it here. Hancock's got a call from the sideline, and it looks like Ridgewood going to try to go for it here. Just under 4 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. No score. 41-yard line, Hancock with Franks in the backfield. Here's the turn. Oh, that play botched, and the ball's on the ground. It's going to be West Central's anyway. A fumble recovered by big number 55 for West Central. That is Jack. Oops, wrong score sheet there. That is number 55, Keaton Rubish. Hopefully I said that name right there, but either way, that is a fumble. Fumble recovery. Would have been a stop anyway. That play was blown up from the start. Hancock either slipped on that play or there was a miscommunication as to where he needed to turn around and get it to Franks, because he was trying to hand it off to Gavin Franks. He turned around and he was not there. Might have ran into his own offensive lineman, honestly. It's kind of what it looked like. As West Central will get the ball again, this time in good field position. Ball will be at the 43-yard line. I formation behind their starting quarterback, Colton Spence, as they hand it to the up back, and he gets maybe 1 or 2. Graham Kelly, a 2-yard gain on the play. 3.5 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. A gain of 2, 2nd down and 8. West Central's second possession of the ball game here. Spence makes his way to the huddle as West Central moving right to left in their home white uniforms with blue letters, a little red and blue trim. I formation, here's the snap. Spence pitches that one. Ball's on the ground. Who's got it? It looks like Ridgewood has it. They do. A bad pitch. Byron Couture falls on it for the Spartans, and they'll take over inside the 40.
37-yard line.
So a fumble recovery. Two turnovers on the last 2 drives here. And now Ridgewood has it in good field position. Ball at the 38 on the plus side of the field. Hancock. Offset I formation, hands it off to Franks. He runs his way up the middle, gains his way to about the 35-yard line. That'll be about a 3-yard gain. Gavin Franks.
Gain of about 2 on the play brings up 2nd down for the Spartans.
2nd down and 7 upcoming as the ball placed just outside the 35-yard line. Ridgewood, the Spartans, in those home white uniforms. Again, very reminiscent of those Penn State uniforms. I mean, you take the logo off of the helmets, I mean, that's a carbon copy, I would say. Offset or just one back, that's Franks, but they're moving that man in motion. They give that ball to Hayden McCleary. Larson makes his way left side, and he is going to be tackled after a gain of about 3 on that play. McCleary Larson, his 3rd carry. Excuse me. Allergy is giving me problems here. Third down and 4 once again, under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Gavin Franks in the backfield, waiting for Hancock. Hancock sweeps it, gets it to Frank, trying to cut to the outside. West Central had that one covered from him making a big play, but the big play has been made. Gavin Franks gets 5 when he needed 4. It'll be 1st down and 10, and Ridgewood will have it. They'll keep that drive alive as the clock ticks under 1:40 here in the opening quarter. Good to be with you as the ball is at the 26-yard line here. First down. Spartans. Both these teams like to take their time. Like I said, it's just kind of a situation where you're going to keep one offense off the field as best you can. Hancock, Carson Hancock, got Franks in the backfield with him. Here's the snap. They hand it off to Sandberg. He runs his way left side, looking for a hole, looking for the outside, but that one, a nice stop there by number 16. That's Jordan Kane coming in and making the stop. He's made some good plays here in this one. It's a 4-yard gain, though, for Sandberg. And that'll set up second down and about 6 as we're under about 45 seconds to go here. One more play likely here for Ridgewood as they approach the red zone. 23-yard line is where this one is marked at. Gavin Franks in the backfield as Hancock moving a man in motion. That's Sandberg. Here's the snap. They turn. They hand it off to Franks, running his way up the middle, and he's going to work his way past right at the 20-yard line. That's going to be about a 3-yard gain, and once again, it'll be third down and 4, and that might be it for this first quarter. So, like I said, even though we're getting a little later start because of the weather delay, I think things are going to be moving rather quickly because these two teams like to run the ball. That will be the end of the first quarter. We'll have the Littles on the camera when we come back. We got to take a break, though. 30 seconds. We're back after this. TSSR Game Time Live. It's presented by MDH.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call as we're at the end of the first quarter after the weather delay slowed us down in the start of this one. My camera, my computer here has been a little faulty since we came back from break. We got the Littles, the little ones, the little cheerleaders. I think they had a cheerleader camp, they said here today. Clinic, a little cheer clinic. How many kids they say were here? Do you have your headset on? Can you not hear me? You don't have your headset on. Put your headset on so you can hear me, silly. I've been asking her questions all night, and she's not been answering me. You can put it over your hood if you want to have your hood up. But the little ones are doing a little routine here. We'll chat over it because, well, we don't want to get demonetized more than we probably already are when it comes to this game. How many kids did they say were at that clinic? How much?
1,000, but I think they were joking.
Okay, well, they were joking that there was 1,000 kids at that, but as you can see, there's a good chunk of them that are here at Cambridge. No score after one quarter. It's going to be third down and 3 once we get back underway here. The slight delay. What else is new here tonight? We had the weather delay here tonight, and now we got a slight delay because they didn't want to keep these kiddos up past their bedtime since we got the later start after the delay. So we had a weather delay early on in the first quarter at the 7:45 mark. We've come back. Both teams have fumbled. Ridgewood fumbled on 4th down, so it would have been a turnover on downs anyway. And then West Central responded by fumbling the ball, and Ridgewood was able to fall on it. And so Ridgewood has the ball now at the 19-yard line. It'll be third down and 3 once we get back underway as these little ones putting on one heck of a performance here tonight. I don't know what the song is that they're singing. Is it Moana? Okay. See, I didn't know that. That's one Disney movie I have not watched. If anybody's got any of the scores from the other games or any of the college, yeah, there we go.
Future Ridgewood Spartan cheerleaders. Nice.
Look at those little ones there. That's a lot of future cheerleaders here. They might have to make a bigger football field. Well, yeah. That's the first play out of the little delay there at the end of the quarter. as Hancock on the keeper. And that is going to be no gain on the play for Hancock. And now it'll be 4th down and about 2.5. Hancock kept it for the first time here today.
All right, Spartans, it's a
4th down and 2. 11.5 to go. Ball at the 18-yard line. Ridgewood trying to keep this possession going. They've got Franks, Gavin Franks in the backfield. Wes Sandberg off to the right, playing the tight end position. Hancock takes it, sweeps it, gets it outside to Franks. He cuts his way back. Is he going to have enough? It looks like he is. It's going to depend on the spot. They stop the clock. I think it's going to be enough. It's going to be a gain of 3 for Gavin Franks on his 7th carry of the ball game, and it'll be a 1st and 10 now for the Spartans. That was an excellent effort there by West Central to try to stop it. 1st and 10, though, at the 15-yard line. No score. Just getting underway here in the 2nd period. Look at those. They got the littles doing the cheer routine for this entire quarter, it looks like. Here's the snap. Franks takes it left side. West Central had that one bottled up pretty good. Going to be a gain of about 1 or 2 on the play. Ooh, a generous spot there. They might have gave him 3, so we'll give him 3. Gavin Franks. He's getting about 2-3 yards a carry. 2nd down, it'll be about, they gave him 2, actually. He'll be 2nd down and 8. 10.5 to go here in the first half. Good to have you with us here this evening on TSSR. Thanks for waiting out the rain delay with us. Gavin Franks in the backfield for Hancock as they turn. They get it to they get it outside. That's McCleary Larson. As McCleary Larson's going to be near the line. Left side. That's going to be close to a 1st down. That is a gain of 7. Gain of 7 for McCleary Larson. It'll be 3rd down and about 1.5. 9:50 to go here in the first half. Ball is at the 7-yard line. So, yeah, about 1.5 yards. They need to get to about the 5-yard line to keep this drive going. Ridgewood with the ball. Here's the handoff. They get it. McCleary Larson going to cut his way outside. West Central had that one sniffed out as they get him in the backfield. This is going to be 4th down. No gain on the play for McCleary Larson. Might have gave him a 1/2 yard. And now 4th down and 1. 9:15 to go. Ball is at the 6.5-yard line. 4th down. West Central looking for a stop here. Whereas the Spartans are looking for their first points of this ball game. Carson Hancock will come back into the huddle after getting the call. Under 9 minutes to go. Franks will be in the backfield. Hancock awaiting the snap. Carson Hancock takes the snap. They're going to fake the handoff. They're going to throw that one right side wide open. Has a man. That's Wes Sandberg. Touchdown, Spartans. The play action worked to perfection. A touchdown for Wes Sandberg. The first throw of the ball game. Spartan touchdown. 8:37 to go here in the 2nd. What a beautiful play action play. 6-0 now our score as Carson Hancock for the 2-point try. Gavin Franks in the backfield. They turn. Again, they hand it off. McCleary Larson. That one sniffed out well. Getting into the backfield is Cooper Gibb as he stopped. The 2-point try is no good. And 6-0 is our score. 8:37 to go here in the first half. Late night football here from Cambridge. We'll be back after this. TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call as a 6-yard touchdown pass just moments ago from Carson Hancock, getting that one to Wes Sandberg in the corner of the end zone off the play action. Not going to see a lot of passes here tonight, but the play action going to be very important with two very run-centric teams. And that one worked to perfection. There was nobody near him. So a busted coverage there. And now Ridgewood with a 6-0 lead. That boot is long, and that one will be returned by West Central. Bringing it up past the 30-yard line. He's got a hole for a moment. That is number 11 for West Central. We'll get the name for you. That is Aiden Garner.
On the return, tackled by number 40, Cameron Stiles.
And that'll be returned up to about the 37-yard line, and that is where the Heat will take over. First down and 10. They say the 38 now. 8.5 minutes to go. I think it's more than 37. Well, no, it is the 38-yard line. I was wrong. I stand corrected. 6-0, Ridgewood with the lead. West Central getting their next possession here. They fumbled it on the last possession. Moving left to right now, I formation. Here's the snap. They hand it off. Getting it right, or trying to get it right side. That is a wild tackle. Aiden Garner gets maybe back to the line of scrimmage. They give him a couple of yards. That's a 2-yard gain. I'm surprised that wasn't a horse collar, to be honest with you. That was big number 96 for Ridgewood. That's Tyler Bethel. And then he tried to go full suplex on him on that play. I've never seen that before. 2-yard gain on the play for Aiden Garner. Second down and about 8.5. Under 8 minutes to go. I formation. Behind Colton Spence. Spence takes it. He's going to pitch it. Oh, that one's on the ground again! Who's got it? Looks like Ridgewood's got it. They do the second fumble of the ball game. Carter Hayes, number 0, falls on it. And for the second straight possession, West Central fumbles it on a pitch. Trying to get it to Aiden Garner on the corner, and that, I don't know if it's been miscommunication or just not very good pitches. Either way, it has been back-to-back fumbles, and now Ridgewood has it again. Here's the snap. They get the handoff to the big man there, number 34, Gavin Franks. He'll make his way to the right side. I just got a football thrown at me. How about that? Uh-oh. There you go. 7:25 to go. That's a 2-yard gain for Franks, by the way. I just about got taken out by a little stress football. 2-yard gain for Franks. 9th carry of the ball game for Gavin Franks. Ridgewood moving right to left. Franks in the backfield. He'll be the one in the backfield all night. Carson Hancock fakes the handoff. Looking to throw. Throwing it right side. In and out of the hands of the intended target. Looking for Byron Couture. Third down and 8. The clock will stop. Just under 7 minutes to go. 6:59 to go exactly here in this quarter. Ball spotted at the 34-yard line. Moving left to right here. Or right to left, I should say. The Ridgewood Spartans. This is a very, very important possession here if you are West Central. We got a whistle and a timeout, I believe. Or we got a substitution here. Number 78 going to check out. That's Marshall Sycamore. And they're going to bring in number 62, Peyton Hayes. So Marshall Sycamore, 6'1", 230 pounds. They bring in Peyton Hayes, who's 6'4", 180 pounds. One big man to the next. So third down and 8. Franks will be in the backfield again as Carson Hancock takes it, pitches it left side. They get it to Franks. Franks gets his way to the outside, but he's going to be stopped short. We'll see where they mark that one. That might be about the 31-yard line. Might be a gain of 3. Third down, it'd be 4th down after a 3-yard gain. 4th down and about 5. Under 6.5 to go here first half. Ridgewood on 4th down. They've been successful so far here on 4th down. It was a 4th down and 1 at the 6-yard line. They scored their touchdown. Hancock. Ooh, they might have jumped on that one. They did. They were going to throw it.
Flag on the play.
But it's going to be a false start penalty. First penalty of the ball game on either side.
False start against the Spartans. It'll be a 5-yard penalty.
And a 5-yard penalty on 4th and 5 makes things a little trickier. Now it's 4th down and 10. They move it back. And now, ball's at about the 36-yard line. And I think Ridgewood will still try to go for it here. Carson Hancock was cocked and ready to go. He was going to try to throw that to Couture, who was running a route. Looked like he was going to try to run a corner route on that one. 6 minutes to go here in the first half. 6-0 our score. They break the huddle. Carson Hancock. He's got Wes Sandberg off to his right. Gavin Franks in the backfield. Awaiting the snap. Snap. Carson Hancock rolls out. Right side, throws it, looking for his man. That one underthrown, and it's picked off. Picked off by West Central. Number 9, Colton Spence, intercepting his counterpart. Plays quarterback on the offensive side for West Central. And he plays defensive back on the other side of the ball. And he just intercepted Carson Hancock. Ball will be at the 17-yard line. That kind of works as a semi-punt, shall we say. A little 21-yard loss of possession there. So, you could argue if you're Colton Spence, you just bat that down. You get the ball at the 36, what were we at, the 36-yard line? Either way, an interception. And 2 turnovers on each side. Here's the snap. They hand it off. They're getting it to the up back. That is Graham Kelly. And he's going to be stopped after a 2-yard gain on the play. Graham Kelly. It'll be 2nd down and about 8, maybe 7. He actually gave him 3 yards on that one. We got a whistle. We got a timeout. As looks like a Spartan's a little slow to get up.
Timeout on the field.
We'll take a break. We'll be back after this. TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call. 5:25 to go here in the opening half. West Central with the football. There's a Spartan down on the field. They are getting him off. I can't see the number. I believe that is number. There's no 10, so there goes my guess. 20. There's no 20 on the roster either for Ridgewood, so I don't know who that can miss. That's 40. 3rd time's a charm. Cameron Stiles makes his way off with some teammates' assistance. Hopefully he's all good to go here. As the next play after that injury timeout, getting it outside, left side is, I believe that's going to be Garner, Aiden Garner. Penalty flag comes in now. Aiden Garner. I do believe my mouse has died, so I'm going to have to go with West Central. Going to be called for a hold. That'll be their first penalty here in this ball game. So that'll move them back 10 yards. 2nd down and 17 upcoming. 5:11 to go here in the first half. We've kind of grinded to a halt after that first quarter, after the weather delay. Moved by rather quickly. Have not been moving rather quickly since. So they push him back to the 10-yard line because of that penalty. It'll be 2nd down and 17. .508 to go. Clock now starts moving as Colton Spence comes to the line with the play call. I formation, under 5 minutes to go here. Aiden Garner in the backfield for the Heat. They're going to pitch that one, another bad pitch, and that one is going to be recovered by Ridgewood in the end zone. That is a touchdown! A touchdown for the Spartans, who fell on it. I believe number 0 fell on that one, Carter Hayes. I didn't see from here. I was actually blocked. And that is the 3rd time today, a fumble recovery. This one ends up in a touchdown, a fumble recovery touchdown. Throwing that one for the 2-point try, and that one is successful. They get it to Wes Sandberg, who I believe had the fumble recovery for the touchdown just moments ago. Touchdown on the field. The 2-point try is good, and the Spartans now lead it 14-0. We're back after this. TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call. A fumble recovered for a touchdown. I went back and got who that was. It was number 34, Gavin Franks, making a play on the defensive side of the ball in this contest. So he falls on a fumble. The 3rd fumble we've seen here in this game for West Central, all on the option pitch. We'll ask Coach Kirby about that and his reaction to what he's seeing here. Aiden Garner will pick up the return, bring it past the 30-yard line. Garner looking for a hole, as he'll get to about the 35-yard line before he is taken down. And West Central will give it another go, but another fumble. Again, 3 fumbles, one recovered by Byron Couture. Carter Hayes has the other fumble recovery. And then a fumble return for a touchdown, actually just falling on it in the end zone. Gavin Franks, the linebacker, able to fall on it and get the job done. 4:40 to go here in the first half. High formation. Aiden Garner. He's got Colton Spence. Turns, hands it off, gets it. They pitch it correctly this time. Here's Garner. He's going to cut through some tackles. Garner going to cut his way up the field now. Gain of about 3, maybe 4. We'll see where they mark him. They're going to mark him at the 39-yard line. It'll be a 4-yard gain for Aiden Garner. Wes Sandberg with the stop. 2nd down and 6 as we are at 4:22, and they have stopped the clock. West Central has called a timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. We'll be back after this on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I chose physical therapy because I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field. I wanted to be able to help patients in some way related to more in depth. We get to know our patients, and that's really what kind of sets us apart.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call. 14-0, Ridgewood with the lead. West Central just called their first timeout here in this ball game, as we'll take that timeout away from the Heat there. 14-0. Turnovers have been a real problem here so far for the Heat. Ridgewood able to take advantage. 14 points off of turnovers. One led to a long drive for a touchdown, and the other just a fumble recovered in the end zone. by Gavin Franks just moments ago. I formation out of the timeout, 4:22 to go. Here is Spence as he'll hand it off to the up back as he'll make his way past the 40-yard line. Up back is Graham Kelly, and that'll be maybe a 1-yard gain on that play. Graham Kelly, his 7th carry of the ball game. 3rd down and 4, maybe 5, more like 5. I'll give it 5 from where I'm standing. As you can see right there, that's more about 4.5, closer to 5, so that's what we're going to call it. 3:50 to go here, first half. I formation, Colton Spence. Garner in the backfield. Here's the snap. They hand it off to Garner, looking his way outside, and he can't get there as big number 96, Tyler Bethel, gets back there and stops him for a loss. A 2-yard loss on that play, and it'll be 4th down once again. Number 96, Tyler Bethel, causing all sorts of problems on the defensive line, 6'3", 260. And when you're that size in 8-man football, you are going to cause some problems. 3:13 to go here in the second quarter. A late night of football ahead of us here. In case you're just joining us, had a weather delay of about 50 minutes or more. They're going to line up to go for it here. Here's Spence rolling out left side or right side. He's going to throw that one in and out of the hands of the intended target. He was looking for Cameron Robinson. And on 4th down and 10, or 4th down and about 6, they're unable to get it, and it'll be a turnover on downs. And now Ridgewood will take over with excellent field position with 2:53 to go here in the first half. Ball right at the 40-yard line. Ridgewood will break the huddle. As Carson Hancock will make his way out there. He's got Gavin Franks in the backfield. Here's the snap. They fake the handoff. Going to throw that one. Left side. Got a man. That is wide open. It's Byron Couture on his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Spartans. They wanted to run that play earlier. A penalty flag called the play back because of a false start. They run it now, and it was run to perfection. Byron Couture, wide open, a busted coverage. And Carson Hancock, his 2nd touchdown pass of the ball game. And the 2-point try, they try to get that one, I believe, to Franks. It's unsuccessful. But the 2-point try, no good, but another touchdown for the Spartans. 20 to nothing our score. We are back after this on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call as the Spartans. Another touchdown, a beautiful throw by the quarterback, Carson Hancock. I mean, I know Ridgewood is a run-heavy team, but they ran that play action twice, and they've gone 2 for 2 on it. Maybe try to get Carson Hancock some more throws. 2 for 2 with 2 touchdowns. He got a perfect passer rating, a little pooch kick, as falling on that one. And just going right down, Davian Price with the catch. He's like, I'm not the one that's supposed to be returning this. So Price just falls down at the 38-yard line. 2:43 to go here in the first half. And a reminder that West Central got the ball to start this ball game way back when. You may have forgot that because when we came back from break, Ridgewood had the ball. But West Central, they got the opening kickoff, so Ridgewood gets the ball. So this is a must-score situation, you'd think, for West Central. They pitch it. They get it left side to Garner. Garner met in the backfield. A couple of different Spartans back there, spinning him down to the ground. That's Rob Sandberg, number 4. The Sandberg family making an impact in this ball game. Wes Sandberg has a receiving touchdown. That is a massive loss on that play. It's going to be about a 5-yard loss for Aiden Garner. Second down and about 14 now. They say a 4-yard loss. 2:10 to go here, first half. They break the huddle, I formation behind Colton Spence. Garner and Graham Kelly back there with him. Here's the snap. They hand it off to Garner. They actually give it to, yep, there's Garner. Got a big hole right side. He's past midfield. There goes Aiden Garner inside the 45. It was a matter of time. Aiden Garner finds a hole. He gets to the 30. What a run.
West Central will have it on the Ridgewood 30-yard
A 36-yard gain for Aiden Garner. Can't hold him down forever. I know Wes Carroll did a pretty good job at it, but last couple of weeks, Aiden Garner has made an impact for the Heat. I formation, 1:50 to go. Here's the snap. They pitch it left side. He's got a hole left side. Garner trying to get outside. Wide open area. He's inside the 20-yard line. Aiden Garner down at about the 18, a 12-yard gain. 48 yards on back-to-back plays for Aiden Garner. 1:42 to go. Clock is stopped as he went out of bounds. They mark him at the 16. It was actually a 14-yard gain. We got a whistle, and I think Ridgewood going to call a timeout. They really want to stop what's going on right now. A good possession here. Best possession so far for West Central. We'll be back after this. TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wide read on the call. 1:42 to go here in the second quarter. Yes, the second quarter, because we had a weather delay earlier in this ball game. Ridgewood leading 20-0, but West Central on their best possession so far, 50 yards rushing for Aiden Garner over the last 2 plays. And Ridgewood wanting to call a timeout. They're trying to get stuff figured out, and now a substitution. Sandberg is going to check out for one. One Sandberg will check out for the other. Wes checking out. Rob checking in. As the I formation, Colton Spence, 1:42 to go here. I imagine they're going to get this one to Garner again. Here's the snap. They give it to, fake it to the up back. Taking it himself, Colton Spence has got some open room, and he's inside the 10 to the 9. 7-yard gain for Spence. First time seeing him carry the ball game here today. Good 7-yard gain. It'll be second down and 3. 1:23 to go here in the first half. 2 timeouts still for West Central. 1:18 to go. Spence takes it, pitches it outside. Garner looking for the outside. He's going to be close to that line to gain. And it's going to be enough for a first down. They're going to mark him, I think they're going to mark him at about the 5-yard line.
Looks to be good enough for a first and goal for West Central.
That is going to be about a 5-yard gain on the play. And Aiden Garner picks up enough for first and goal. A timeout by the Spartans. They are down to 1 left. I forgot to give them their last timeout, so they're now down to 1 timeout remaining. 1:05, I'm guessing they're thinking if West Central goes in and scores, they want some time to maybe try to throw the ball down the field offensively, because Carson Hancock has shown here tonight that he can move the ball down the field. 1:05 to go. Best possession here so far for West Central. Ball at the 5-yard line, 1st and goal. And again, this is a big possession with Ridgewood getting the ball back at the half. This was almost a must score for West Central, so they have responded in kind. A couple of different players getting carries on this drive, but it's been all Aiden Garner. He's done the heavy lifting. 50 yards on 2 carries. He's up to 55 yards on 3 carries, actually, on this drive. I formation out of the timeout. Spence, Garner in the backfield with him. There's Graham Kelly as well, the up back. Here's the handoff, right side. Garner looking for a hole. He gets through untouched. Touchdown, West Central. Touchdown Heat as they are right back in this one. A methodical touchdown drive. That's how you draw it up, and with 1 minute exactly here in the first half, Ridgewood's going to have some time. But a 5-yard touchdown run by Aiden Garner. All that hard work on that drive paid off. I formation, 2-point try. They pitch it left side. Garner cuts his way back, trying to reach the line. Gets a little shove, but he's not going to make it. I don't know who that was that came in and tried to push him across the line, but he was unable to get him in. Touchdown, no 2-point try. So 20-6 our score. We'll take a break. We're back after this. TSSR Game Time Live. It's presented by MDH.
When I walk in and talk to my patients, I like my patients first and foremost to feel comfortable. I like to keep it real with them. I like them to know that I'm there to listen to them and to help them understand some of the processes that they may be going through. The most rewarding aspect that I feel with caring for patients is when those patients come back in and they tell me how much better they feel for something that I have helped them accomplish in their health care.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call, as some folks in the comments getting excited for West Central. They've been quiet most of this first half. I think the weather delay certainly affected them the most, we could certainly say. Bethany getting in a go Heat, and Olive a way to go Heat. So West Central got some folks chirping there in the comment section. Feel free to get into the comment section. Let us know your thoughts, who you're pulling for. Now, here's the thing. Ridgewood's got some time now, and Ridgewood threw a 40-yard bomb on their last offensive possession for a touchdown. So, I mean, Carson Hancock, he's got the potential to move them right down the field. This one ain't over yet. As the kick from Cooper Gibb, and that one is going to check up. Oh, that hits the receiver there, and he's going to make his way. That is number 11. That is number 11, Hayden McCleary Larson. He'll get out to the 35-yard line, and with 51.6 seconds to go, Ridgewood will take it. We'll see how aggressive they are, if they even have a thought of maybe trying to go for this, try to go for this touchdown here at the end of the half. 20-6, 2-score game. Carson Hancock will break the huddle, and they come out in the same formation, but they've ran play action out of this formation, and it's worked so far here tonight. Hancock pitches it left side, gets it to Franks, runs his way to the corner looking for a hole as he gets near the 40-yard line. They're going to give him about a 5-yard gain. Gavin Franks getting the workload here today outside of the 14-yard carry that he had on the first play of the game. Haven't heard much from him, though. 3 yards here, 2 yards here. 5-yard gain for him. It'll be second down, 30 seconds to go. Quickly to the line, Hancock looking to throw. Pressure comes, and the pressure gets to him, and he's taken down. He is sacked by West Central, Keaton Rubish, a 4-yard loss, and that might be the end of this first half. 7 seconds to go. Tried to be a little aggressive on that one, but the sack, the pressure by West Central, we've seen the defense get back there. First time they got the sack, though. And that'll end our first half. After the lightning delay earlier in this ball game, 20-6 is our score. And we got a ball game, folks. West Central was able to move the ball on that last possession really, really well. So we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll recap what was a very long first half when you think about it. And we'll take a look at some of the other scores on the TSSR family of networks and get you ready for the second half. Ridgewood leads West Central 20-6. Far from over, though. You're watching TSSR Game Time Live. It's presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available, so with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
America and supports high school athletes, schools, and local.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call as we are at the half here at Ridgewood High School, or Cambridge High School, I should say. The Ridgewood Spartans with a 20-6 lead over West Central. They're doing a ceremony out there at midfield. Cambridge just got a $5,000 check from T-Mobile, part of their Friday Night Lights promotion. So that's a pretty special moment here for Cambridge and the Ridgewood Spartans football program. As we are at the half, and you may be wondering, how in the world are we only at the half here at 9:05 p.m. Central Time? But it was a lightning delay of about 50 to 55 minutes that kept things a little delayed here. It was right after the opening play of Ridgewood's opening possession. West Central had a possession that went inside the 40-yard line, but they were stalled. Ridgewood one carry for 14 yards, and then we sat for 55-ish minutes and sat through a lightning delay, and we appreciate everybody who held with us during that lightning delay. But we are at the half here. Ridgewood leading this one 20-6. Let's go over some of the over some of the numbers here in this first half. As I mean, the offense for Ridgewood, they've got 20 points, but they've been able to take advantage of some turnovers. 3 turnovers by West Central in this ball game. All three fumble recoveries for the Spartans. So they haven't had to run that many plays offensively, at least going up and down the field. So with that being said, our leading rusher here for Ridgewood is Gavin Franks. He's got 41 yards rushing on 11 carries here tonight. So that is it. Gavin Franks ran one for 14 yards on the opening play of the ball game for the Spartans, but ever since then, it has been a very quiet day for Gavin Franks on 11 carries, 41 yards. So just under 4 yards a carry for him. Right behind him is number 11. That is Hayden McCleary Larson. He's got 5 carries here tonight for 20 yards. And then you've got Ridgewood number 2. That is Wes Sandberg. He's got 3 carries tonight for 6 yards. The starting quarterback, Carson Hancock, 2 carries for -4 yards. One of those was a sack near the end of the first half there. Couple of passes, though, for Ridgewood have worked. They've been touchdowns. Carson Hancock, 2 for 2 through the air tonight with 2 passing touchdowns. A 6-yard pass to Wes Sandberg. That got the scoring going for the Spartans. And then a 40-yard touchdown pass to number 5, Byron Couture. And with that, then the fumble recovered in the end zone by Gavin Franks. We have a 20-6 score. West Central couldn't get anything going until the final possession of the first half, as Ridgewood was able to keep Aiden Garner quiet for the most part, but it was that final possession where Garner finally got something going. And his numbers got ballooned rather largely here in the last couple of possessions. 13 carries for 75 yards for Aiden Garner. And a lot of that was on that final possession. He had a 36-yard run, a 14-yard run, and capped it off with a 5-yard touchdown to get the Heat back to within 2 scores. So that is the scoring breakdown. Outside of that, the only other players to have rushing stats for West Central, they have not thrown the ball here tonight. 20, 21, 23, and 24. So 24 yards rushing on 7 carries. For number 8, that is Graham Kelly for West Central, and one carry for 7 yards for Colton Spence, the starting quarterback. Some of the scores on our TSSR family of networks as we, are at the half here. But we have a good one in Peoria. Peoria Heights and West Prairie Southeastern, they are currently locked in a 1-score game. Peoria Heights leading that one 22-16. They're in the 4th quarter of that one. So maybe pull up another tab and watch that one as we move along here this evening. Bushnell-Prairie City and Galva. The Galva Wildcats were running up and down the field last I saw. Wow, they have really ran up and down the field. They're in the 4th quarter of that one, and Galva leads Bushnell-Prairie City 70-12. So needless to say, the Wildcats have got some things figured out there on the offensive side of the ball there. We have a 20-6 score at the half. Taking a look at some of the other scores around the world of football, there is a couple of college games going on right now. Tulsa leads Oklahoma State at the end of 3 quarters, 19-3. Oklahoma State is in the red zone, though, so maybe there's a little bit of life there for the Cowboys. That one's at Stillwater, too. If Tulsa pulls that one off, whew. Oh, not good. I've said it a number of times on the broadcast here tonight. I think it may be all she wrote for Mike Gundy, losing to Tulsa at home. But I could be wrong. Rutgers and Iowa currently tied at 21 at midway, not necessarily midway, coming up on midway through the 3rd quarter. 21-21. Did not see that as the score. I thought maybe like a 21-17 would be the final score in the ball game. But no, here we are. 3rd quarter. Did we just have a homecoming proposal? Did I just miss that? Alyssa, did we just have a homecoming proposal that I just missed? Oh, is that what was going on there? Aw. Fun fact about me, I have never been. What? No, it was down there, just off to the left, so we just missed it, unfortunately. We got the marching band going on right now, and they are putting on a good show here. But fun fact about me, I've never been to a homecoming.
Hey, I've been to like 2.
I have not been to any. I have been to proms. But when you're homeschooled for high school, you don't go to homecoming.
That's okay, why?
I could have gone to homecoming, I guess, but nobody asked me. I went to prom, and that was lame enough. I don't dance, so I'm the worst person to go to a prom or a homecoming with. I'm going to be the worst person at the wedding that I'm in. I'm the best man at a wedding in December. Shout out to my buddy getting married here in December. I've got a buddy getting married here in a couple of weeks as well. Wedding season is in the air. Gotta love it. Also, shout out to Alyssa's dad, Chris. I know he can't hear me, but shout out to Chris as he is celebrating a birthday today. Did you say he's the big 4-0? Yeah. Oh, man, big 4-0 for old Chris. Shout out to him for putting up with Alyssa and bringing her to all of our broadcasts here on TSSR. We certainly appreciate the work that he and Alyssa put in. Alyssa puts in a lot of hard work here, and it's good to have her back with our TSSR family after she was out because of dealing with some stuff. But good to have you back, Alyssa. Good to have your dad with us here tonight in Cambridge. And what? In the Fish Bowl, as they like to call it here at Cambridge, home of the famous pork chops that people wouldn't stop talking about. Most hyped pork chops I've ever heard in my life, and they turned out to be pretty darn good, I will say that. Some baseball scores. Cleveland Guardians lead the or tied it with the Minnesota Twins, I should say, 2-2. Kansas City Royals 14-1. That's the Alwood Marching Aces there, as you hear. 14-1, Kansas City to lead over Toronto. St. Louis Cardinals lead the Milwaukee Brewers 7-1. I'm glad the Cardinals are playing good baseball now that they're out of playoff contention, pretty much. Cincinnati Reds 7-4 over the Chicago Cubs. That one's final. And the Chicago White Sox 4-3 over the San Diego Padres. That one also final. Oklahoma State did end up scoring a touchdown. It's now 19-9. I think they're waiting for the extra point, but 19-9 is that score. Maybe they went for 2 and didn't get it. Either way, that's a touchdown for Oklahoma State. They trail 19-9, just getting underway in the fourth quarter in that one. We're at 20-6. A touchdown of 6 yards in the air to Wes Sandberg, and then a 40-yard touchdown catch from number 5, Byron Couture. And then a fumble recovery in the end zone for a touchdown by Gavin Franks. That's the scoring for Ridgewood. A 5-yard touchdown by Aiden Garner. And after 2 quarters of football, 20-6 is our score. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get ready for the second half. Should be a good one, folks. A 2-score game as West Central trying to come back in this one. They trail 20-6. Ridgewood with the lead. We're back after this on TSSR Game Time Live. It is presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
Dry needling is where you insert a filiform needle into a muscle, a tendon, a ligament, sometimes a bone, and it promotes blood flow and circulation so that it heals that particular painful area.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call as we are at the half here of a 20-6 ball game here. Getting a later start, well, sort of a later start, I should say. We got started and then had to stop because of a weather delay, but we're back up and running here. And at the end of 2 quarters, it's been a very closely contested contest. The first quarter flew by. It was scoreless at the end of 1 quarter, but the second quarter, very active. Just 26 points between the 2 sides in that quarter alone, so. Will we have more offense, or will the defenses tighten up? And will things continue to fly with the clock ticking down? We'll find out here as this one at the end of 2 quarters. Folks are still got a lot of energy for how late it is here tonight. A lot of games usually wrapping up by about this time. And we'll be here late into the night because we plan on chatting with the head coaches of both teams. I got a hold of both of them before the ball game, and they said they are happy to come up here and chat with us, so we'll be happy to have them. By the way, WNBA playoffs, 1 game in the WNBA playoffs tonight. That game at the start of the third quarter. Phoenix Mercury lead the New York Liberty 45-41. The defending champion New York Liberty on the brink of elimination. That's a winner-take-all game 3 in the first round. Series tied at 1 game apiece. And if New York loses, the defending champions are out, and there will be a new champion. So the clock has expired. They'll add the 3-minute time for the warm-ups. What'd you say? Nah. It is 3. So the 3-minute timer is back on the clock here, and we'll be about ready to get underway here. Let's see if I can get some of those other scores on our TSSR family of networks one final time. This will probably be the last chance I get to check them before they go final. So West Prairie Southeastern in a close battle. Well, it was a close battle with Peoria Heights. Somehow Peoria Heights has scored 14 points over the last couple of minutes. That was 22-16 just a minute ago. I flip away, and it's now 36-16. How does that happen? Probably a turnover. And a touchdown, and then a turnover and a quick touchdown. That's probably what happened, but I don't know for sure. West Prairie Southeastern looks like they're going to have to wait another week to try to get their first win, depending on how much time is left in that ball game. It's a 20-point game, though, in the fourth quarter. Bushnell-Prairie City, tough go for them. They are losing to Galva. Last I checked, it was 70-12. And I think that game is close to getting finished. 70-12 still the score. And they are still going, it looks like, so. But they're in the middle of a break. We're at the half here, 20-6 our score. Again, my apologies. I've been chatting all night here, so I've ran out of things to talk about here. So just trying to get some things to talk about here. Look at some of those scores on the TSSR family of networks. We appreciate everybody hanging in there with us tonight. But we're about ready to get things underway here in the second half, as the Spartans of Ridgewood with a 20-6 lead. Now, Ridgewood will get the ball here to start this second half, and this is a very, very important defensive possession here for the West Central Heat. I had a brain freeze right there, so. I know what I wanted to say, I just couldn't put the words to it here. But West Central, now again, this is a big play. This will be a big defensive series here as time is ticking down here on the halftime clock, and we're about ready to play some more football here tonight. Good to have you with us. Feel free to get into the comments. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're pulling for. Maybe you come in from another game tonight, watching some of those other games on our TSSR family of networks. If that's the case, we appreciate you joining us here as well. We got a good one, 2-score game. And 20-6, Ridgewood will get the ball. Maybe we get an onside kick opportunity here to start things off. But that would be a gamble. Do you risk it and give Ridgewood good field position, and possibly get that onside kick? I don't know. Spartans are lined up at the 50-yard line, and just in case. 8-man football, you never know. So Cooper Gibb will line up to kick this one off, and we'll get back underway here. Third quarter of action. 12 minutes back on the clock. 2 more quarters to determine this one, as Cooper Gibb ready to go, as that one a line drive kick. That'll take a hop, and that'll go. Oh, that's a good kick. That's going to go back near the 10-yard line. It's picking up by McCleary Larson, and he's going to have a tough time, and he's going to get taken down before the 15-yard line. He's down at about the 14, maybe the 13-yard line. So not ideal starting field position. Almost had a situation. What was that in the? What game was that? Was that the Thursday night game last night where somebody didn't take the kickoff? It bounced into the end zone, and was it Buffalo that fell on it and ended up being a touchdown? Maybe that was another game. If somebody knows, fill me in, as Carson Hancock awaits the first play of this second half as they hand it off. Gavin Franks gets his way to the outside, looking for the edge. There goes Franks past the 30-yard line. That'll get them out of their territory, deep in their own territory at least. That'll get them to about the 32-yard line. That is a gain of 20 on the play for Gavin Franks, his biggest carry of the ball game. And that is how you come out to start the second half. Ball's at the 33-yard line, 11:40 to go. Carson Hancock will come to the line or to the huddle with the play. They break the huddle as Gavin Franks will be in the backfield. Sandberg playing that tight end position on the left side. Here's the snap. They hand it off to McCleary Larson. He's trying to get to the outside. That one sniffed out nicely by number 81, Cody Wade for West Central. That might be a gain. Actually, no, they say no gain on the play. Back-to-back no-yard gains for McCleary Larson in this ball game. Second down and 10, 11 minutes to go. 1 minute down here in the third quarter. Carson Hancock breaks the huddle and back to the line with Franks in the backfield with him. That tight formation here for Ridgewood. Here's the snap. They hand it off to Franks, and he is met in the backfield. He is spun down. They're going to stop it. Forward progress is stopped. Jordan Kane with a tackle for loss. That is a 4-yard loss for Gavin Franks. And now a huge third down. Excuse me, third down at about 14. 10:15 to go here, third quarter. Will we see Carson Hancock launch one? He's launched him earlier here in this ball game. As awaiting the snap, Hancock looking to throw. He's going to look left side, throws it over the middle of the field. Pressure there, and it is going to bounce just in front of his intended target, Byron Couture. And it'll be fourth down at the 30-yard line. This has to be a punting situation here if you are Ridgewood. And back to receive the punt is number 9, Colton Spence, the quarterback for West Central, getting the punt return duties. 9:59, that was an underthrown ball there. Would have been into coverage, so we've seen an interception here in this ball game. 5 turnovers between the two teams. 3 for West Central. Ooh, and West Central nearly jumped into the neutral zone and loses the handle of it. Oh, and he is taken down! Taken down! A turnover on downs! Cody Wade gets into the backfield and tackles the punter. Couldn't get it off in time. A botched snap, and now West Central will take over inside the red zone. 18-yard line, 9:53 to go. This could be a turning point here in this ball game. Wow. That punter got lit up on that play, too. Wow. What a turn of events. And now Aiden Garner and crew. Actually, no, Aiden Garner, number 21, is out there. That's Cameron Robinson. Here's the snap. They pitch it to Robinson. Runs his way through a hole as he's past the 20-yard line. We'll see where they mark him. They'll mark him at about the 19. That's a 2-yard gain, or excuse me, that's a 2-yard gain from the 19 to the 17-yard line maybe. Yeah, they give him 3. Tyler Bethel, who's been making an impact in the backfield on the defensive line, makes the stop. Under 9.5 minutes to go. Second down and 7. Here's the snap. They hand it to the up back. Graham Kelly gets his way, tries to cut back left side, still on his feet. See how many yards they give him on that one. Maybe 1 or 2. Maybe 1, I think.
Rob Sandberg, along with number 11, Hayden McCleary Larson, will bring up third down for the Heat.
Let me get these numbers correct here because I'm on the wrong stat sheet. Graham Kelly with that one, a 1-yard gain, and now it'll be third down and about, well, they gave him 2 or 3 on that one. It's actually a 3-yard gain, and it'll now be third down and 3. I formation, Robinson in the backfield. Here's the snap. They hand it off to Kelly. Runs his way up the middle. I think he's going to have enough. And he's going to make his way to the 7-yard line. That's a first down and goal for West Central.
On the carry, tackled by number 78, Marshall Seymour.
4-yard gain for Graham Kelly, and now first and goal. West Central, 8:35 to go here in the third quarter. I still have the second quarter on the scoreboard. That's my bad. I tell you. That's why we can't have nice things. Here's the snap. They hand it off, running his way up the middle. He's into the end zone. That's Graham Kelly from 5 yards out. And West Central's right back in this one. Touchdown heat. A 5-yard carry. They ended up putting it at the 5-yard line. So Graham Kelly running his way up the middle. We did not see Aiden Garner at all on that possession, but they didn't need him. Graham Kelly gets the job done. Cameron Robinson in as well. Here's Kelly again running his way up the middle, and he's going to be stopped.
Two-point conversion is no good.
No good. A penalty flag, I think, came in. Yeah. Penalty flag, I think, is going to be on Ridgewood. We'll get it all sorted out here. Yeah, we'll get it sorted out after the break. We'll take a break. 20-12 our score, a one-score game. West Central back in it. You're watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call. Third quarter of action, 20-12 our score, 8:17 to go here in this third quarter. West Central just got a touchdown here a moment ago. 5-yard touchdown run. Daisy in the comments, a big West Central fan. She is cheering. Nice and loud as West Central right back in it. The 5-yard run by Graham Kelly, and then there was an unsportsmanlike conduct play. I believe I heard it was on 96. 96, that's Tyler Bethel. So that's going to set up the kickoff at the plus 45. And now this is a perfect opportunity potentially for an onside kick for Cooper Gibb. So we'll see if he decides to do that, or if he decides to boot this maybe into the end zone for a touchback. He's got the leg to get it there from the 45-yard line. And it is an onside kick opportunity. Who's going to fall on it? Looks like West Central's got it, and they do. West Central comes away with it. An onside kick return at the 35-yard line.
Over first and 10 on the Spartan 34-yard line.
This game has turned on its head. Dating back to the end of the second quarter, West Central couldn't get anything going up until the final possession of the first half. And since then, West Central ran down the field, scored a touchdown, got a sack on the possession where Ridgewood was potentially going for a touchdown at the end of the half. And now, fake handoff to Kelly, as it's going to be ran outside by number 9, Colton Spence. That's going to be his second carry of the ball game.
Colton Spence on the carry.
But a defensive stop for West Central, a quick touchdown. It's a 4-yard carry for Spence, and it is all West Central right now. That unsportsmanlike conduct call might be the turning point of this ball game. A lot of ball game left, though. No Aiden Garner still. I don't know if he's out with an injury or what's going on, guys. They hand it off to Robinson, who cuts his way left side. He's got a hole. He's past the sticks. It's another first down for West Central. Past the 20-yard line. Or just shy of the 20-yard line. My bad. He's at the 21-yard line. An 8-yard carry. And the 8-yard carry makes it first down and 10 at the 22-yard line. Was that a storm siren I heard? I swear if we have another delay. I formation. Here's the handoff. They get it to Kelly. Runs his way up the middle, and the big man inside the red zone. He's going to be tackled at about the 15-yard line. A gain of 7 on that play. Graham Kelly. And the West Central fans are coming in. Olive and Daisy in our comment section. They have been very vocal here tonight. Cheering on West Central here in this one. 6:38 to go here in the third quarter. Heat is rising indeed. West Central breaks the huddle. Robinson, the deep back. Graham Kelly, the up back. Spence hands it, fakes the handoff, and he is brought down. Getting into the backfield again is Tyler Bethel. Trying to make up for that unsportsmanlike conduct call a few plays ago. 2-yard loss for Colton Spence. Maybe just a 1-yard loss. Kind of a generous spot. So now third down and about 4, under 6 minutes to go. It's a big third down here for West Central. Want to keep this drive alive, but it's 2-down territory. Kelly, the up back. Here's the snap. They hand it off to Kelly. He runs his way up the middle, trying to get through the skirmish. That's going to be close. It might be right at the line. It'll be fourth down. Fourth down and about an inch. 2-yard gain on the play for Graham Kelly. And now this might be the early play of the ball game here. It's fourth down and 1. Ball is at the 12-yard line. Maybe the 12.5-yard line. They need to get to the 12-yard line.
All right, Spartans, let's make some noise.
Fourth down and 1. 5:10 to go here, third quarter. Colton Spence, I formation. Here's the snap. They turn and hand it to Kelly, who runs his way up the middle. It's going to be close. I think he fell forward. I think he's got enough. First down and 10 for West Central. Graham Kelly didn't get much, but didn't really need much. 5:02 to go now. They'll run the clock. And West Central is going to pick up another first down. West Central knocking on the door. They can get a first down without getting a touchdown. I formation, Colton Spence. I formation, here's the snap. They hand it off. A penalty flag comes in. I think somebody on West Central jumped. They blow the play dead, so they're going to bring it back. A false start.
False start against West Central.
West Central, that's their second penalty of this ball game. 2 penalties for 15 yards. Ridgewood, 2 penalties for 20 yards. But that 15-yard penalty that we saw after the touchdown resulted in the onside kick try. And that, right now, has been the turning point of the ball game here. West Central now inside the red zone. Ball's at the 16-yard line. You need to get to the 15 for a first down. 16 yards for a possible tying score. Here's Kelly. Runs his way up the middle through tacklers as he makes his way past the 10-yard line. They'll mark him down at the 9. That's a 7-yard gain for Kelly. It's been all Kelly here in the second half. A 7-yard gain, or
of about
7 on that play.
Second down for West Central.
PA announcer had me questioning myself there for a minute here. Second down and now about 8 after that 7-yard gain. Here's the snap to Kelly, who met in the backfield, and that is going to be still on his feet, though. And it's into the end zone, as that's Colton Spence, who ended up with the football and into the end zone. Touchdown, West Central. That play had me fooled. I thought Graham Kelly got the ball. Instead, who ran that in? Do you see who it was? I missed who that was, unfortunately. So I'll get that number for you here in just a second, but it is a touchdown nonetheless for West Central, and now a 2-point conversion away from tying this one up. A 9-yard touchdown run. I'll get the number. I think it was number 21, Robinson. We got a timeout called by West Central, as they want to talk this one over. They want to get this one down right. Now, give me a second. 3:49 left, as it was. I thought it was Spence. And there's at the false start, so I'm not quite where I need to be. Running back the replay here to see if I can get that touchdown. 3:49 to go here, fourth quarter. It was, I think they got it to Robinson. It was a fake, and no, it was Spence. Okay, so a touchdown run there, 9 yards out for Spence. Colton Spence fooled everybody, including yours truly. So a 9-yard touchdown run, and it is now a 2-point ball game. And now a huge, huge play here. This 2-point try could even things up. It was 20-0 early in the second quarter, or midway through the second quarter, I should say. West Central Ridgewood looked like they had control, but West Central has since dominated things in this ball game. I formation. Colton Spence in the I formation here. Here's the snap. They pitch it left side. Robinson going to make his way. Cuts through. Runs his way into the end zone. 2-point try is good. We're tied. We are tied at 20. 20 consecutive points for the Heat. We'll be back after this. TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available, so with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call as we're at 3:49 to go here in the third, and 20 unanswered points have been scored by West Central. They've trailed this thing 20-0 in the second quarter. They go down and score a touchdown at the end of the first half, get a stop, take their opening possession after they forced a punt by Ridgewood. Score a touchdown, get an onside kick after a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. If West Central comes back and wins this game, that has to be the turning point of this ball game. As Gibb gonna pooch this one, a little dribbler, and that one, fumbling the recovery is number 22. That is Crew Roberson. And boy, things have just gone from bad to worse here for the Spartans. They nearly fumbled that one away. A lot of excitement from the West Central fans in our chat here this evening, as you can get into the chat anytime you like. Feel free to get in, comment who you're rooting for, or just your reaction to this ball game. 26-yard line is where the Spartans will take over. Tied at 20. Gavin Franks in the backfield. Here's the snap. They pitch it to Franks, trying to get to the outside. West Central has it covered really well. West Central runs him out of bounds. Only a gain of 1, maybe 2 on the play. Gavin Franks has just not been able to find big running lanes. He's had 2 big plays on the day. Other than that, it's been tough sailing. They give him no gain on the play. Second down and 10. 3:36 to go here in the third. How about this ball game? A lot of love for Cameron Robinson, who ran in the 2-point try. Haven't seen Aiden Garner yet in the second half. I don't know if he's dealing with a bug or what, but here's the snap. They hand it off to Franks, running his way right side, looking for a hole, and he's got it. He's still on his feet past the 40-yard line. Oh, that's a spark that they needed. as it looks like, did the ball come out? It looks like a battle for the football. Gavin Franks might have lost it. I think West Central's got the football. They do! A fumble by Gavin Franks! And that is the third turnover of the ball game for Ridgewood. 3 turnovers on each side. Gavin Franks running his way past the 40-yard line, but he got the ball jarred loose. And it's 1st and 10, West Central, a chance to take the lead. This game has just turned completely on its head. I formation, Colton Spence. Waiting the snap, he turns, hands it off to Robinson. Robinson, ooh, that was a miscommunication there. And the Ridgewood crowd trying to juice their kids up here a little bit with the crowd getting behind Wes Sandberg on the 2-yard loss on that play. Robinson, a 2-yard loss on that play, so 2nd down. 2nd down and 12, coming up on 3 minutes to go. I formation, Robinson, the deep back. Graham Kelly's the up back. Here's the snap to Spence as they fake the handoff. Spence going to get his way to the outside. Back to the line of scrimmage, past the 40-yard line. He's still on his feet somehow. He'll get taken down about the 37-yard line. That'll be a 7-yard gain. Colton Spence, he had the 9-yard touchdown just a few moments ago. And now it'll be 3rd down and about 4 with 2.5 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Colton Spence comes to the huddle with the play. 2-down territory here for West Central, so if you're Ridgewood, you got to try to get 2 stops here. Got to dig deep. Here's the snap to Colton Spence. Hands it off to Kelly. Runs his way up the middle, and Graham Kelly's going to, I think, have enough. They're going to depend on the spot. Might be about a half a yard shy. We'll take a look. It looks like they're getting ready to move the sticks. They are. 1st down. 1st down, gain of 3 for Graham Kelly. Tell you what, Graham Kelly, it's nothing special, but he's getting the yards that West Central needs. And with no Aiden Garner out there for West Central, getting 3 to 4 yards a carry, have been working out really well here for the Heat. 1:45 to go in the 3rd. Here's the snap. They pitch it to Robinson. Gets through a hole. Oh, Robinson had a hole, man. He would have been long gone. Cameron Robinson. Boy, that play looked like it was opening up for him. And we got a Spartan down on the field. As can't see which number that is. That is a 4-yard gain for. Was that? That was Kelly. Excuse me. We'll take a break. We'll be back after this. 1:31 to go here in the 3rd quarter. As you're watching TSSR Game Time Live, it's presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back. TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call. As we are at the 1:31 mark here of the 3rd quarter. That's Wes Sandberg that they are taking off the field here now as he's dealing with an injury, it looks like to his knee, as he is walking very gingerly, even with a couple of coaches helping him off the field. So that is a big loss for the Spartans, who got a touchdown from Sandberg earlier in this game. 4-yard gain, I believe it was by Graham Kelly before we went to break. Oh, that was Robinson, excuse me. Robinson had the open lane, that's right. I knew it. I should have went with my gut the first time. So here we go. After the injury timeout, I formation, 1:23 to go. Here's the snap. They hand it off to Robinson again. He cuts his way back. Up the middle he goes. That's going to be a good stop there by the Spartans. Maybe a gain of 2 on the play. Robinson.
It'll bring up third.
West Central did take a timeout now that I remember on that 2-point try, so they're down to 2 timeouts left. 1 minute to go here in the third. Cameron Robinson, the deep back. Graham Kelly, the up back. 3rd and 4. Here's the snap. They get it to Kelly, who runs his way up the middle. And I don't think he got back. They maybe gave him the line of. Okay, they gave him a yard. They actually gave him maybe a yard and a half. That is a generous 2 yards on that one. I didn't think Kelly got anywhere near 2 yards on that play. Hank, what happened to number 2? I don't know, but he was gingerly walking off, protecting a knee, so. Wes Sandberg, that's a big loss here for the Ridgewood Spartans as he's dealing with whatever he's dealing with. They're working on him on the sideline just in front of us. As time is going to tick down here in the 3rd quarter, and we have us a ball game. Wow! 20 unanswered points by West Central, dating back to the end of the 2nd quarter. We are tied at 20. We go to the 4th. We're back after this on TSSR Game Time Live, and it's presented by MDH.
When I walk in and talk to my patients, I like my patients first and foremost to feel comfortable. I like to keep it real with them. I like them to know that I'm there to listen to them and to help them understand some of the processes that they may be going through. The most rewarding aspect that I feel with caring for patients is when those patients come back in and they tell me how much better they feel for something that I have helped them accomplish in their healthcare.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. A Wyatt Reed on the call as 4th quarter of action about to get underway. I think we've got a cheerleader duel going on here. This fella right here, he has been very impressive in this duel, I will say. 4th quarter of action, though. Let's not get distracted from the fact that West Central has scored 20 unanswered points and now has the ball. 4th down and 2. Play of the ball game as we start the 4th quarter. I formation behind Colton Spence. Graham Kelly, the up back. Robinson, the deep back. They hand it off to Kelly. Oh, and it looks like Spence was going to try to run with it, and he fell down. And that is going to be a turnover on downs. Colton Spence slipped and fell the wet turf. We didn't get much rain earlier here tonight, but enough to slicken things up, and Ridgewood dodges a bullet there after the fumble. 11:56 to go here in the 4th. The Spartans looking for a spark. They're going to have to do it without Wes Sandberg, who is nursing an injury. 22 Easton, no, that's the wrong list there. Crew Robertson in his spot as they hand that one off, trying to get it to Franks, and Franks goes absolutely nowhere. Into the backfield is Cooper Gibb, the defensive back, making a play in the backfield. That is a 1-yard loss. Gavin Franks has just not gone anywhere here tonight. Got a score update on my chat. That is Olive giving us an update. Iowa leads 24-21 over Rutgers in Piscataway, New Jersey. That one's got to be getting close to over. Is it not? Coming up on 10 o'clock. Here's the snap. They give the handoff here, getting that to Roberson. Roberson has got a hole. He's got a 1st down. Still on his feet past the 45. What a run by Crew Roberson. They'll mark him down at about the 49-yard line. That's a gain of 26 for Roberson. His first carry of the ball game. And it is a massive one, set up just outside of midfield. In for the injured Wes Sandberg. Franks in the backfield, awaiting the snap from Hancock. As they get it to Franks again, he's going to run his way outside. West Central trying to bottle him up as he gets past midfield to about the 47-yard line. That is a 4-yard gain. Second down and 6 upcoming. Tied at 20. 10.5 minutes to go here in the fourth. Olive telling me there's 14 minutes left in the fourth quarter of that Iowa game, so who will finish first, us or them? That's the question. Bunch set here as Franks in the backfield. Here's the snap, and trying to take it himself is the starting quarterback, Carson Hancock, and he is spun down. That is a massive loss. The keeper back to the original line of scrimmage. Actually, that is going to be a massive, massive loss. That is what do we have here on that last play? 4-yard gain, so it's going to be a 4-yard loss for Hancock. Second time he's lost 4 yards on a carry here tonight. Here's Hancock. He takes the handoff, gets it to Franks, bumps his way to the outside. Penalty flag comes in as Franks, as the ball come out again. West Central ended up with the ball. I think Franks might have lost. Well, they say he was down, actually. Now the officials have come together. And what's the official signal going to be? West Central's football. Franks fumbled it. West Central comes away with it. It'll be a hold, and they'll decline it. And the 4th turnover of the ball game for Ridgewood. Recovered by Cooper Gibb, who made the open field tackle, and he must have stripped it as he was going to the ground. Just took the ball right out of Gavin Franks' hand. I've never seen that before. It was an open field tackle by Cooper Gibb. And when he got up, Cooper Gibb walked away with the football. So it's 1st and 10 for West Central. 9:24 to go here in the fourth. I formation. Here's the snap. They hand it off, getting it to Robinson. Robinson got a big hole. Right side. He's tackled inside the 35. Cameron Robinson, a big carry on that one. Past the 35 to the 31. Gain of 20. What was that? 27. Gain of 27 on that one. Wow. 27-yard gain for Cameron Robinson. Ball at the 31-yard line. 9:07 to go here in the fourth. I formation as Spence hands it off, runs his way up the middle. That is Kelly. A penalty flag comes in. 2 penalty flags come in. That'll stop the clock with 8:57 to go.
There is a flag on the play.
As we'll see what the penalty flags are here before we get the official signal here. It is a personal foul, a face mask on Ridgewood. So it'll be a first down after I think that was a 3-yard gain by West Central and Graham Kelly. But that is the second 15-yard penalty of this contest. Actually, it was a 1-yard gain by Kelly. They only gave him 1. Add the 15 yards past the 30-yard line, half the distance to the goal. And it's first down and 10 at the 15. Colton Spence, I formation. Here's the snap. They give the handoff here to Kelly. Runs his way through a hole. That is a big run. One of the biggest runs for Graham Kelly here. He's past the 10-yard line. We'll see where they mark him. He's down at about the 7-yard line. They give him the 8-yard line. It'll be second down and 4, gain of 6. His biggest run tonight has been an 8-yard gain on his very first play. But he's been a workhorse. He's got 18 carries in this contest, a lot of them in the second half. Ball at the 8-yard line, 2nd and 4. They hand it off to Kelly again. He runs his way left side. He's going to be close to the line to gain, but I think he's going to be about a half a yard shy. Graham Kelly, a 3-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and 1. 3rd down and 1, under 8 minutes to go here. West Central looking for their first lead in this ball game. And it was all Ridgewood in the first half until the final possession of the first half. And it is raining again. Ugh. Something about this place, man. We got a whistle. West Central calling a timeout. They're down to 1 left. We'll take a timeout with them. We're back after this. TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
Hey. Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call as the 4th quarter. Boy, this has been a good 4th quarter. Back and forth we've been here in this one. 20-20 our score. 3rd down and 1 upcoming. West Central called a timeout. They are down to 1 timeout left. I formation, 7:37 to go here in the 4th. Spence takes the handoff, gets it to Kelly again. He's going to fall forward. I think he's going to have enough. He didn't need a whole lot. That'll be 1st down and goal. Kelly, a 2-yard gain. Rob Sandberg making the tackle. Not to get confused with Wes Sandberg, who we had out there earlier, walk off the field battling an injury. So 1st and goal at the 4. I formation, Colton Spence. He's got Cameron Robinson back there. Graham Kelly, the up back. They hand it off to Kelly, who runs his way up the middle. He's near the line. He's in the end zone. It's a touchdown, West Central. For the first time today, West Central has the lead. What a second half by West Central. A touchdown run from 4 yards out. All that hard work here in the second half by Graham Kelly finally pays off, and it's a touchdown for West Central. They lead 26-20. 2-point try. Here's the handoff to Kelly again, who runs his way up the middle, and he's in for the 2. Graham Kelly has been a stud here in the second half, and it has paid off. West Central with their first lead, 28-20, with 7:05 to go here in the 4th. We're back after this. TSSR Game Time Live. It's presented by MDH.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available, so with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call as we are in the 4th quarter, and West Central, for the first time today, has the lead, 28-20, 28 unanswered points in this ball game. A 4-yard touchdown run by Graham Kelly. He's got 21 carries on the day. He had just 24 yards at the half, but he has just nickeled and dimed his way all the way down the field most of the night. 3 yards here, 4 yards here, the occasional 7-yard carry here. And he has been excellent here getting yards that have been much needed for West Central, as able to fall on that one. That's Hayden McCleary Larson. Falls on that one. That one might have been going out of bounds, so kind of surprised Ridgewood tried to dive on that one. But if it didn't go out of bounds, it might have been recovered by West Central. So probably a good play in the end for Hayden McCleary Larson. 7:05 to go. A lot of excitement from Olive, Tracy, Daisy in our comments. Rutgers is now taking a lead, 28-24 on Iowa. Go Rutgers in that one. As they hand it off, getting it to number 22. That is Crew Roberson, excuse me. As Roberson is stopped. He's going to lose a couple of yards on that one, maybe 1 yard on that. 1 yard loss will set up second down. Crew Roberson, just his second carry of the ball game. He had a 26-yard gain on the last play. Gavin Franks fumbling the ball on the last possession for Ridgewood. Both teams have turned the ball over a lot. We have 7 combined turnovers. As they hand it off, running it up the middle is Franks, and West Central has had that sniffed out most of the night. Franks has not been able to get anything going here in the second half. They're back to maybe the original line of scrimmage. Give them a 1 yard gain. It'll be third down and about 10 as the clock ticks under 6 minutes to go. Carson Hancock, the quarterback for Ridgewood. Will they start to throw it here? That is the question. As we're past 10 o'clock here in Cambridge, Illinois. Here's the snap. They hand it off. Gavin Franks makes his way to the outside, looking for blockers. As he shoves his way through, he's going to be close. Franks will be stopped about 1.5 yards shy of the first down. It'll be fourth down, a gain of 9 on the play for Franks. His 18th carry of the ball game. Fourth down and about 2. Carson Hancock, I should say. Wrong 21. Hancock on 4th and 2. Awaits the snap, and we got a whistle and a false start. That's number 22, Crew Roberson, flinched. They were trying to get a hard count, and instead, that 5-yard penalty, that may be a backbreaker here for Ridgewood. Hank, I did see the Galva score. We were watching that during our weather delay earlier tonight. Checked in on it at halftime. 70-12. Galva gets the win over Bushnell-Prairie City here tonight. Blake Stahl had 5 touchdowns. Locke had 3. That's a good day at the office there for the Wildcats. We still have that one on TSSR. 4th and 7. Hancock going to throw that one right side. That one batted away, incomplete. And it's been the star of the second half. Graham Kelly on the stop. Graham Kelly breaks up that pass, and with 4:40 to go, West Central will take over at the 37. What a second half by Graham Kelly, offensively and now defensively. Breaking up that pass. I don't usually do player of the games, but if I had to do one, it's going to be Graham Kelly. He has been excellent here in this second half. Now on both sides of the ball. Nearly got a pick on that one. Either way, it's a turnover on downs. Ball at the 37. Still a chance here for Ridgewood. They got all 3 timeouts. Here's the snap. Spence going to take it himself. He's going to run his way to the outside, and he is met in the backfield. That is a big play. Gavin Franks gets in to make the stop. That's going to be a 4, maybe a 5-yard loss on that one. I'll give him a loss of 4. Timeout Ridgewood. As they're going to try to get the ball back here now. 1 timeout for the Spartans. We'll take 15. We're back after this. TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I chose physical therapy because I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field. I wanted to be able to help patients in some way related to more in depth. we get to know our patients, and that's really what kind of sets us apart.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call. You're right, I do. 4:31 to go here, fourth quarter. Ball is spotted at the 40-yard line. They give him a 3-yard loss, so it'll be second down and 13. West Central with the ball after forcing a turnover on downs. Ridgewood has not been able to get their offense moving at all, dating back to midway through the second quarter. It's been all West Central since then. 4.5 minutes to go. They hand it off. Here's Cameron Robinson, cuts his way up the middle. There goes Robinson. He's past the 20, down the sideline. He's spun down inside the 10. What a play by Cameron Robinson.
Robinson on the carry, tackle made by number 4, Rob Sandberg. It is good for a West Central first down.
First down and goal to go. Where will they mark it? At the 10-yard line. It's a 30-yard gain for Robinson. He's had a good second half. Got a sideline warning, I believe, for West Central. 4:22 to go here. First and goal at the 10. Cameron Robinson, two of the biggest plays in this ball game. A 27-yard run and now a 30-yard run. First and goal at the 10. 4:22 to go. He ran out of bounds, so the clock stops. That's the only bit of good news there for the Spartans, as Spence gets the handoff to Kelly. Kelly works his way up the middle. Graham Kelly, he's been a busy man here in the second half. It's a 3-yard gain for Graham Kelly on his 22nd carry of this ball game. I don't have his official total, but he's going to be working his way close to about 75 yards. But a lot of those have been in the second half, and they have come when West Central has needed it. 3rd down and 2, they hand it to Kelly. He gets 3. I mean, it's just been a perfect second half for Graham Kelly. 3:42 to go here in the 4th. I formation, Colton Spence. Hands it off to Kelly again. He works his way past the 5-yard line. He'll fall forward. He might be right at the 5-yard line. Might be now at the 4. They give him another 3-yard gain. And so Kelly on his 23rd carry, a timeout called by, they say West Central? No, timeout by Ridgewood. I was going to say, that didn't sound right. Ridgewood calls a timeout. They've got one left. Both teams with one timeout left. 3:33 to go here in the 4th. This has been one of the wildest games I think I've ever seen. We had the lightning delay early. We've had 7 combined turnovers between the two sides. And we've seen 28 unanswered points from one team. 20 to start for one team and then 28 to answer. One of the craziest games of the year. And it's only week 4, folks, here in IHSA football, or I8FA. 8-man football. 3rd down and goal at the 4-yard line. Colton Spence in the I formation again. I think they'll just give it to Kelly one more time. 3:33 to go here, 4th quarter. Spence awaiting the snap. He takes it, gives the handoff this time to Robinson, who runs his way up the middle, untouched at the line. He's in for a touchdown. Cameron Robinson from 4 yards out. And that might do it.
There's a flag on the play.
Penalty flag comes in. We'll see what that penalty is. Take the touchdown off the board right now. I won't put it on quite yet. We'll see what the official signal is from the officials. Iowa just took the lead 31-28. What a game there in New Jersey. Officials still talking this one over here. 3:27 to go here in the 4th quarter. Right now, the scoreboard has it 34-20. I have it at 28-20 because I need to see if this is going to be a penalty or not on West Central. These officials are really talking it over. By the way, stay tuned for our post-game coverage as we will. The touchdown is good, so we'll put the touchdown on the board. A personal foul. It's going to be on West Central. I think it's on either. Oh, personal fouls on both sides.
It was a touchdown. Personal fouls on each team.
Personal fouls on each team, so that's how it's going to go. Cameron Robinson from 4 yards out into the end zone. And West Central, 34 unanswered points. After Ridgewood got out to a 20-0 lead to start this game. After the 55-minute lightning delay. I formation. Colton Spence pitches it left side. Robinson going to try to cut his way into the end zone for the 2-point try. It is successful. The Heat back on the board, 36-20. And with 3:27 to go, time running out for the Spartans. Will they have a comeback in them? We'll find out coming up next here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call as the fourth quarter underway here. 3:27 to go in this fourth quarter, and West Central coming off of another score. They have scored 36 consecutive points, dating back to midway through the second quarter. This game was 20-0 Ridgewood. West Central near the end of the first half got that touchdown, made it 20-6 going into the half, and it has been all West Central since. Bethany, Tracy, Olive, all excited in our comment section here tonight as that one returned by Ridgewood, running his way past the 35-yard line. The return man, I believe that was number 11, Hayden McCleary-Larson. It was. McCleary-Larson returns it up to about the 38-yard line, maybe the 39. That's where Ridgewood will start. Still got some time, one timeout left, but they're going to have to move real quickly here. Carson Hancock has thrown the ball a couple of times here tonight. He's got 2 passing touchdowns, as a matter of fact. But those have come off the play action, and in order to get the play action, you got to get your running game going, and Ridgewood has not been able to get the running game going here in the second half. Here's the snap. Hancock hands it off to Franks, runs his way to the outside, looking for a block. He moves his men around, and it'll be about a 9-yard gain for Gavin Franks. It's been one of the weirdest games, too, for Franks. Franks started the game with a 14-yard carry. Only other big carry he's had was a 20-yard gain, and then he had a ball just stripped out of his hands. He's fumbled it twice here tonight. Second down and 1. They hand it off, getting it to number 22, Roberson. Moved to the outside, and that one is sniffed out well. Number 81, it's Cody Wade making the stop for the Heat. No gain on the play. After the 26-yard run for Roberson, he's been quiet. 2.5 minutes to go here in the fourth, 36-20. They break the huddle here. Well, again, Ridgewood needs to move quickly, I should say. Here's the snap. They fake the handoff, looking to throw, throwing that one right side. They got Roberson past the 40-yard line. Cuts back, still on his feet inside the 35 as he is wrestled down to the ground. What a play there by Crew Roberson. They mark him down at the 21-yard line. 32-yard gain for Crew Roberson. Just saw lightning in the distance, so we got to try to get this one done quick. Here's the snap. Hancock hands it off, running his way right side. Franks And he's going to be stopped maybe a yard or two. Under 2 minutes to go. They give him 2. Jordan Kane on the tackle for West Central. 1:45 to go here in the 4th. They break the huddle here. Time running out for the Spartans. Hancock takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looking to throw. He's going to throw it back over the left side. He's got a man wide open. McCleary Larson near the line. He's in. Touchdown, Spartans. This one ain't over yet. A penalty flag comes in, but a touchdown as we have it right now. Might be roughing the passer. This one in the backfield. And I think it is going to be roughing the passer. So a 24-yard touchdown pass. It is a touchdown. Personal foul. Roughing the passer is indeed the call.
A touchdown. The penalty was an unsportsmanlike conduct.
So a 24-yard touchdown pass. Play action works again. 3rd touchdown pass of the ball game for the starting quarterback, Carson Hancock. And now, 36-26. Got to get this 2-point try here to make this a 1-score game. And they'll do the try here with 1:26 to go here in the 4th. Hancock takes the snap. They fake the handoff to Franks. He runs his way outside, and that one's sniffed out. Nicely done by Cody Wade. And a 2-point try is no good. It's still a 2-possession ball game. And that might do it for West Central. We'll take a break. We're back after this. TSSR Game Time Live. It's presented by MDH.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call, 4th quarter, 1:26 to go here in the 4th. A touchdown finally ends the 36 unanswered points by West Central, but the 2-point try failed. And we still got a 2-possession game for Ridgewood. Carson Hancock has had himself a really good day passing. 4 passing touchdowns. Or 3 passing touchdowns, I should say, on 4 completions. They don't pass it much. And now, after the personal foul, the roughing the passer on West Central on that play, the onside kick, which we saw West Central get one here earlier tonight. We'll find out if they can do it. Byron Couture trying to get that onside kick as that takes an awkward hop. West Central's able to fall on it, and that might do it. Cameron Robinson, who's had an excellent second half, able to come up with it. And the West Central Heat are going to hang on. A comeback effort of the ages. What a ball game. This has been one of the greatest games I've seen in my time here at TSSR. I will say that. We've had some good ones here on TSSR. That's my 3rd year doing games, but this one ranks right up there for broadcasts. Ball will be spotted at the 28-yard line, which is good. I'm seeing lightning off in the distance, so this one going to probably get over just in the nick of time, as that one a knee by Colton Spence. Got to count those, though. Only a 1 or a 2-yard loss, though, but still. Got to count those. 1:06 to go, and the clock will tick. West Central, I think all they need is one more kneel down, and this one should be in the books. West Central will go to 3-1 on the season. Ridgewood, a hard-fought battle. This is a good team. Don't let the 2-2 record fool you. As that one taken, 45 seconds left. I think they got to get one more in now. Another 1-yard loss there. This game started with a 55-minute weather delay in the first quarter. 20 unanswered points for Ridgewood to start, answered by 36 unanswered for West Central. 20 seconds, they take the final kneel down, and West Central, one of the wildest games of the season, come into Cambridge and beat the Ridgewood Spartans 36-26. Our final score. Again, the Heat will move to 3-1.
And that's the ball game with your final score. West Central 36, your Ridgewood Spartans 26.
36-26 will be the final score. Stick around for the postgame where we'll chat with both head coaches. That's the plan at least. Dawson Anderson for Ridgewood and Jason Kirby for West Central here tonight. Be curious to see what their reaction to a very long night. Not very often do we get ball games that end at 10:23 in the evening. Usually I'm halfway home by now, but not the case here tonight because of the weather delay. Had to hang on a little bit extra here tonight, but boy, was it worth it. 36-26, West Central with the win. I might take a break, and when we come back, I'll have numbers added up here. What a ball game for West Central. What a ball game for Graham Kelly. As he dominates in the second half, getting the job done. And yeah, we do have some lightning off in the distance, so hopefully we don't chat too much. I mean, we want to chat with the coaches, don't get me wrong, but hopefully we're not here all that much longer because we're going to have to try to get out of here before Mother Nature drops some more rain on us here this evening. We've already had one batch of rain come through, so might have to battle it again. But anyway, coaches are currently chatting with their teams. We'll again try to talk to both coaches here before the rain comes. Here from Cambridge, Illinois, 36-26 the final score. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll chat with the coaches. We'll have the numbers for you. We'll wrap it up from Cambridge next on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call. As this one comes to an end, as West Central comes back and beats Ridgewood here tonight. Ridgewood got out to a 20-0 lead after a good quarter and a half of football that was interrupted slightly by Mother Nature. And in the end, West Central rattles off 36 unanswered points. Ridgewood finally got an answer on a 24-yard touchdown pass with about a minute and a half left in this ball game, but a failed two-point try kind of put a fork in this one as the Spartans unable then to get the onside kick. And this one will end 36-26. Some of the rushing numbers here tonight, all rushing numbers for West Central. Not one pass thrown by Colton Spence, but he didn't need to when he's got 3 guys here tonight who put up 75 yards, or just about 75 yards, I should say. It was 74 yards for Graham Kelly. Again, I don't really do player of the games, but if I was going to do a player of the game, Graham Kelly would be the guy. Graham Kelly, 23 carries. Again, it was basically 3 yards here, 4 yards here, a yard when they needed it on like a 4th and 1. I mean, his carries tonight might have been some of the most important carries in this ball game. Graham Kelly, 23 carries for 74 yards and a touchdown. 2 touchdowns, actually, here in this one. We didn't see him in the second half. I'll ask Coach Kirby about what was going on with Aiden Garner, but first half it was Aiden Garner, the Aiden Garner show. He had 13 carries for 75 yards and a touchdown, and after that, we didn't see him in the entire second half. Cameron Robinson was in the backfield, and Robinson put on a pretty good show himself. He had 8 carries, and 2 of the biggest plays of the ball game, a 27-yard carry and a 30-yard carry in this second half. So Cameron Robinson filling in and doing a pretty good job, I would say. So he finishes with 8 carries for 76 yards. Colton Spence, counting the kneel downs, 9 carries for 7 yards here tonight. He did have a touchdown run from 9 yards out. Cameron Robinson did have a touchdown from 4 yards out. And then let's see. We had 2 touchdowns from Graham Kelly, the one for Aiden Garner, the one from Spence, and the one from Cameron Robinson. So that adds up to the correct total there tonight with the 2-point tries. West Central taking advantage of 4. Yeah, 4 turnovers for Ridgewood here tonight. Ridgewood had the 4 turnovers, 3 turnovers for West Central here tonight, 7 combined turnovers. Not ideal for either coach here, but again, this was just kind of a weird feel here tonight with the weather delay to start things off. We had a little bit of rain in the second half, might have slickened up the field a little bit more. I mean, it was just a bizarre ball game here, to say the least. As Coach Kirby, I see him down there on the field. He's going to try to make his way, I think, up here. But I think some of his folks from West Central just called him over. So it'll be a few minutes before we get to chat with the winning head coach. We still hope to chat with Ridgewood's head coach, Dawson Anderson, here tonight. His team put up a good fight. I mean, they got out to that 20-0 lead, but just unable to hold on after a dominant performance. And it really, I feel like the game kind of turned on that personal foul that took place after West Central got a touchdown, their second touchdown of the ball game. That 2-point after the I think it was after the touchdown or the 2-point try, you had a situation where it was a personal foul, a 15-yard penalty. So they got to kick off from the plus side of the field, and then West Central did an onside kick. They fell on it, and they were able to kind of run with it since then. And here to chat about that moment and all the other moments from tonight's ball game is the head coach of the West Central Heat, and that is Jason Kirby as he puts the headset on. Mr. Kirby, congratulations on kind of a wild night. It's been a long night here tonight here in Cambridge, but you guys come up here and you get the job done here. What a comeback effort for your boys here tonight. 36 unanswered points at one point here in the ball game. And, I mean, just kind of looking at it, how proud are you of your guys that they were able to dig in and get this one done here tonight?
Beyond words proud. You know, you first off, our first drive gets stopped. They get one play, and they run it for like 17 yards. It's a play that we worked on all week. It was the play we told them they were going to run first play. And we kind of dinked and dunked, and they made a good move on us playing that not the right way, and they get those yards, and then the lightning comes.
Right.
They've got all the momentum in the world.
Right.
They've stopped us. They've got a first down at midfield. Our kids are sitting for an hour in a locker room, and I was just so nervous that our kids coming back out would be flat and wouldn't be ready to play. And I got to be honest with you, I had to talk myself through that as well.
Right.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Was I wrong?
Great.
It was like someone lit a fire underneath our kids, and they just played incredibly the rest of the game.
Well, and to that point, Gavin Franks is their lead back here for Ridgewood, and outside of one other carry where he got a 20-yard gain, you kind of were able to hold him at bay here tonight. What changed after that lightning break? Because your guys were flying into the backfield, making life a living hell at times, it felt like, for Gavin. What was different there after that lightning delay?
I would say not the lightning delay, but halftime.
Okay.
The last 3 minutes of the first half, our kids felt like, and so did our coaches, that we felt we were more physical than them at that point, and we built on that. And we talked to them at halftime. But it's still 20-6 at that point, and we've done everything to not just shoot ourselves in the foot, but blow our foot off.
Mm-hmm.
And we get through that. We talk to the kids, get a stop the first drive, and get the ball back. We think we've got a plan. We tell the kids we're going to run 3 plays in the second half. We're not running anything else. We have 3 plays we're going to run. And we felt that we could be physical on those 3 plays and take advantage of what they were doing defensively. And our kids just lit a fire. Just played so well. I'm so proud of them. They're 16-year-old kids, and they knew that scouting report backwards and forwards. They knew where the other team was lining up, what they were running. Now, Cambridge is a really good football team.
Really
they got
are.
some dudes.
Yeah.
2 and 34 and 5, 11, 0, 78, 96. Whew.
Yeah.
Those are some good players.
They got some really good players on the field for sure. So this comeback was, I think that's just what makes this comeback extra special. We're talking to the head coach of West Central, Jason Kirby, here on TSSR. So let me ask you this. It felt like second half, the turning point of this ball game, it felt like where you had that personal foul on the touchdown play. You took your second touchdown, 20-12 at that point. The onside kick afterwards, it just felt like all the momentum, everything spilled towards you guys after that point. Would you say that was the turning point here of this ball game, or do you still think it was at halftime?
Probably you're right. Hey, I'll tell you what, our coaches talked me into the onside kick. I was like, let's kick it through the back of the end zone, make them go 80. And Steve Arnold was like, hey, we're kicking off from the 45. The best they're going to get, it's a 35-yard line. What are we doing here? Let's onside kick this. And Jim Unruh was all over me about it as well, and they were right. And our kids executed it perfectly. Deuce made a great onside kick. Our kids got down there, and that was the it was snowballing a little bit. It started to really get after it at that point.
Yeah, it certainly did. I definitely credit that, and it was a great decision by your assistant coaches, and eventually you make the final decision and get the job done there. Second half, we did notice Aiden Garner wasn't out there on the field much. Is he battling something, or was it just trying to get some other kids some carries here in this ball game?
No, he's got a banged-up knee and ribs. I haven't – because of how the game went, I haven't had the opportunity to visit with him yet to see what the extent of his injuries are. I don't see him out here right now, so I imagine he's getting cleaned up in the locker room and he's on his way back there. But I would expect that he's probably on his way to the training room on Monday morning for sure.
All right, we'll keep him in our thoughts, obviously, and hope that you get some good news, because he had a great first half, but then your guys in the second half, I talked a lot in the second half about Graham Kelly, but Cameron Robinson also came in there. You had guys that were ready to go here in this second half. Graham Kelly, some of the dirtiest yards you're going to see here. I had him for about 74 yards here tonight, but it was yards when you needed it. On a 3rd and 2, he would get 3 yards for you. It was just when you needed a certain amount of yards, Graham got the job done, and then Cameron Robinson comes in and has a pretty good second half as well. Your guys, your guys were able to jump in and take care of Aiden after he left with those injuries.
Yeah, and we protected the football. We didn't put the ball on the turf. Something we talk about endlessly after that first game. We're so worried about putting the ball on the turf. But Cameron had a great second half. Came in. He's only had a few reps in practice, to be honest, at what we're doing. And then what you said about Graham is so many times the plays weren't even blocked correctly.
Right.
And he deals with the first-level defender, and he has to take care of that on his own. That's got to be unhealthy for a sophomore in high school to have to deal with. But he did the best with it, and kept the clock moving for us. Those were some huge first downs where we had the clock moving.
We're talking with the head coach of the West Central Heat, Jason Kirby. You guys moved to 3-1 on the season here, and now you guys head back to your home ground, I believe, where West
for
Prairie
homecoming.
and Galva, a couple of home games for you guys. So, I mean, what's kind of the game plan as you guys get ready for those last 2 home games of the season here this season?
Oh no, we have.
Oh yeah,
Amboy
you
that
got
week
one more.
9.
Yeah, you do. Yep, that's right, you do.
Well, we'll assess things tomorrow as a staff and Sunday. Make sure that we give our kids 48 hours to feel good about themselves and to get healthy, and then Monday have a scouting report ready and hopefully have their attention. It's always hard to have high school kids' attention during homecoming week.
Right.
There's homecoming week starts and there's a home volleyball game on Monday, so it's going to be tough to keep their attention. But I got some guys that probably earned themselves a homecoming date tonight. So
They certainly did. They certainly did. Well, I mean, it was a thrill to watch this ball game unfold here tonight. You guys just didn't back down. Again, you were able to take advantage of some Ridgewood mistakes there in the second half, especially, and got the job done. So, congratulations, Coach Kirby, moving to 3-1 on the season, and we'll keep an eye on you guys here on TSSR and follow you guys the rest of the year. And congratulations and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, and I just want to say how incredible this coverage is and what it does for our community. And I have so many people from so far. I have friends in Florida right now that are watching this game at their house in Port St. Lucie, or Punta Gorda rather. And just, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I'm at a school of 200 and we're getting that kind of coverage. Thank you. It means the world to our people.
We're happy to do it, and we had a ton of your fans here in the comments here tonight. They were great. Make my job a little bit easier when you got fans cheering in the comments and we get to read off those comments. It was a lot of fun. This ball game, it lived up to the hype. So congratulations on the win there, Coach, and again, best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you. See you next week.
Head coach of the West Central Heat, Jason Kirby, joining us here on TSSR, as we'll await and see if Coach Anderson wants to come up and chat with us here this evening real quick before we sign off here. He's right in front of me here, but he's chatting with some of the other folks here left at the ballpark here, or the stadium, I should say. A frustrating night there, especially at the end for Coach Anderson and the crew. But we'll see if he is kind enough to at least give us a couple minutes here. We won't keep him too long. And again, a little lightning off in the distance. So we'll try not to hold him up here too long here this evening. As he comes to the headset here. And the head coach of the Ridgewood Spartans, Dawson Anderson. Kind of a tough go for you guys here tonight there, Coach. But we appreciate the time coming to chat with us here. First half. Because the tale of two halves, really, we should say. Even after the lightning delay, your guys came out, put on a really good first half performance here. What kind of changed there in that second half that, it was just a different team out there in the second half?
Yep. West Central kind of came out in that second half, and they were ready to go. They knew what they wanted to do, and, they kind of just imposed their will on us. They ran the ball down the field. And we kind of got ourselves into some turnover troubles as well. It seemed like we break a big one off and it ended up on the field, and tough to shake those off. And I mean, hats off to West Central. They played a heck of a game. They're very physical, and it was a good ball club.
It certainly is, and they put on a good performance here tonight. But somebody else who put on a good performance, I thought, for you guys, especially in that first half, Carson Hancock. I know it's 8-man football. I know you guys don't throw the ball a ton. But when he was throwing the ball here tonight, especially off your play action, when you were able to get some yards in the running game, that play action was deadly for you tonight. I thought Carson had a pretty good night with his arm here.
Absolutely. And you can kind of see, he's a freshman, so kind of watching him from the beginning of the summer and kind of watching him progress every week, he seems to be understanding, what we want to do on offense, and then, being able to kind of apply it on a Friday night, and, things open up for him a lot when we do what we do on offense, and it's a nice compliment to what we'd like to do.
We're talking with the head coach of the Ridgewood Spartans, Dawson Anderson, here on TSSR. As it was just kind of a frustrating night there, especially in the second half. Gavin, on the first play of the ball game for you guys, runs anywhere from a 14 to a 17-yard gain. And then the game just kind of stops there with that hour-long lightning delay. Do you feel like that took away the momentum that was kind of gaining for you guys after you got a turnover on downs on defense? You had that big run on the first play. Do you feel like that kind of stopped things, or do you think it was just something else here in this ball game?
I think it was something else. We were pretty energetic throughout that whole delay up in our room, kind of talking about stuff we saw, with the brief time we got to play, and we came back down and when we did what we wanted to do, scored 3 touchdowns and, only converted on 1 2-point conversion. But, I felt like we came out of the delay and we were still ready to go. And, at halftime, we just, like you say, tale of two halves, right?
It certainly was. But, again, a great fight for your guys there. You guys fought to the very end. Yeah, West Central came down and got those 36 points. But your guys got that touchdown, that late touchdown, unable to get that 2-point try to make it a one-possession ball game. But it really did feel like you guys gave it their absolute all until, and even when things were starting to get out of hand for them, you got to be proud of the effort that those boys put out there, especially in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a lot of guys going both ways, so we're asking a lot of them to, really dig in and try to be at the top that they can for, 48 minutes a night. And, I commend them, and, we'll keep working with them to try to get them a little bit better gas for next week.
We're talking to the head coach of the Ridgewood Spartans. One more question here, Coach, as before we let you go here tonight. I know it's been a long night here with that delay, obviously. Mm-hmm. You guys are 2-2 after 4 games here. You head on the road, take on a Flanagan team on the road there, but, you got some other tough opponents, including Amboy on the schedule, so doesn't get any easier here for you guys. What's the message to the boys going to be as you get ready to go on the road this week?
Yep, kind of take it week by week, on a macro level, but we just got to kind of keep doing what we do each week, seeing what we can win at, seeing what we got to get better at. And, Flanagan's a good team, and we got to travel over to Woodland High School. So, try to do the best that we can, and, we'll see where that takes us.
He's the head coach of the Ridgewood Spartans, Dawson Anderson. I appreciate the time, Coach, after a long night. I know it's tough, especially after a tough-fought game here tonight, but appreciate the time, and we'll chat with you, I'm sure, down the road as we keep covering 8-man football here on TSSR.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. We're happy to do it here. So he's the head coach of the Ridgewood Spartans, Dawson Anderson. Appreciate the time here as getting to chat with us here this evening. But that's going to wrap up our stream here tonight. West Central 36-26. One wild night of football here on TSSR. We appreciate you hanging in there until the very end. It was a late night, but we get the job done. West Central moves to 3-1 on the season. Ridgewood falls to 2-2. More football next week. Keep an eye on our page here, and we'll bring it to you as the season rolls on here in the world of 8-man football and 11-man football. I'll be on the call of some 11-man games here down the stretch as well, and we're happy to bring you those games all season long. So for our camera girl, Alyssa, for the 2 teams here tonight, thank you so much for watching here. You've been watching TSSR Game Time Live, and it is brought to you by the good folks at MDH, I should say. Good night.